Ragnarok said, you know what, you can have it, I'm out of here.
For South Korean team, like KRX, it's really nice to see some of the aggression that comes through. I think it used to be before where a lot of South Korean squads would get an initial knock and then not really do anything with it, but KRX is very quick to maybe not fully commit. See what's available, right? What are the opportunities? What are the options there? So I'll always send one player forward to have a little sniff, you know, peek in. So I like it. I do like it from KRX. But now they're up against Enigma Galaxy, who are playing on their northern edge. Next circle pops and it's still dead central on this river. It's so uncomfortable.
Such a tough circle. Team Flash are just going to be holding this high ground for now. Even though the zone is going to be closing, they're like, yeah, let's just try to put as much pressure as we can, and then we're going to push into the zone at the last second. I mean, yeah, Win and Squad are starting to steal some of these eliminations. This is very difficult for Enigma Galaxy. Yeah, they're just having to straight hit the deck. And look at those angles. These sight lines from Team Flash are disgusting.
Bo's got some good shots down there, but right now Enigma Galaxy is essentially just weathering the storm. They know that they can just keep dropping the smokes, but how many smokes they got left remaining? Eventually, the Flash are going to have to pull off this spot, but in tandem with KRX, Enigma Galaxy, and Flash all at the same time. Satan stays alive, bears some out of HP. The blue does slowly march towards him like a tsunami.
And this blue zone's going to hurt, that's for sure. So Satan and Squad need to start getting moving here. But Vinny right behind him. He's going to have to make this push. He's running in through the smokes here. He's getting pieced up little by little. We're going to switch on over to top. Vinny does get knocked, but Team Flash are able to get into this circle cleanly, and they're going to be gatekeeping whoever is going to be the winners of this fight. Right now, it looks like Enigma Galaxy might just be it, as it's just Hoxie up for KRX. Now that nade just a little bit too far away. But this is a terrible fight for both these guys. They need to finish this out as soon as possible. The blue zone is creeping in. Hoxie gets another knock. And now it's just Lord. But oh, Hoxie getting shot all the way from Aurora is going to shut him down.
It's a horrendous cross, right? You've got the higher ground that drops down towards the low. Everyone's trying to get in together. I don't think anyone makes that run. Again, this is such an RNG circle. A lot of teams are going to suffer because of it. I mean, Alula as well as OG both took a gamble on the western side. Massively paid off. I like how OG's moved up on towards this northern edge, though. They have a lot of teams they need to deal with in the future. But right now it's about living.
Just survive.
You can get that survival into the late game. Fair enough to you.
Oh, Reefus. Perfect nade there from Ulf. Let's see how this one looks. Good bounce, too. Man, Ulf on point, throwing some heat-seeking missiles from across the map there. Doc's trying to get a little bit of revenge for Reefus, but they are doing great. Aurora, 10 eliminations. This is what we like to see from this squad.
Yeah, they show up during groups, man. That's for sure. Now, I think the team that I didn't expect to be showing up right now is Furia. They're on the northern side over towards the western edge of these bits of landmass, which is quite cool to see Furia being the team that makes it in. Man, they had been walking, they had been driving.
Yeah.
It has been cross-country for this team, but they brought the right trainers, they brought the right tires, and they are here to play right now.
And Alulas were really aggressive at the start of this, and then once they got the zone, they kind of just slowed things down. They still have a few eliminations here, but now they're down to 2 players and forced to give up all of this real estate. Furia, though, with 6. They are looking really good to start things off here. Unfortunately, yesterday, just kind of a very mid-day overall, in the middle of the leaderboards. But this could be their chance to push them up to the top.
Yeah, it was super meh. I think that's fair enough to say, especially from Furia. We expect a lot more from this team, and again, this is the resilience that I expected to see from Furia, is you cannot count this team out until the final bell rings. For them, they're looking over towards Alula right now. They're even trying to wrap over towards that western side slightly, which is cool to see. But we're up against Aurora. We're on board with Eren. It could get explosive.
Let's see Eren up close and personal. He caught top with a laydown. Beautiful placement there from Eren. Oh, nice little shots from Ziol. He's going to go ahead and go for the quick first aid.
No.
But it ain't going to be fast enough. OG.
Good shot from a tanky, though.
Yeah, that's how you do it there. You can steal as many eliminations as you can. Take it. Yo, with the angles, catches Scarface. And again, right? Third party after third party. Flash are right there to disrupt this fight.
I mean, no one survives on this eastern side, and it's been so undetermined where this circle is going to end for so long that I can't really fault any of the teams on the eastern side for how this goes down. OG's doing the right thing though, trying to make as many points as possible and grab as much value off this position as possible too, knowing that any team on the eastern side very unlikely to make it through. Ulf did send a rogue agent over towards the western side in catch though.
Ooh, an underwater agent right there. He is swimming for his life right now, just trying to sneak some extra placement points possibly. And yeah, he's going to be the last player up for... Oh, you got Aaron there in the water as well. Catch maybe thinking about going for that res in the water. We'll see. But you got Team Flash looking to go fishing here. Let's see if he's able to get that res though. Looks like he just might.
Yeah, he swims across to him. Possible to do. It's a real question whether Flash actually sees it or not, but they do have a knocked player who's bleeding out. So they're a bit preoccupied at the moment and will likely need to figure out what's going on in the next circle too. Silence finds Quick. Catch goes down to win. But they're not out yet just because Aaron actually got rezzed in that short moment.
Got him.
Silence gets knocked. That's from AKOP from OG. Goodness me, these guys are really racking up the points here and there, consistently having a good idea of what's going on around them inside the circle. It's nice to see. It really is.
Yeah, and it's perfect for them, right? Considering that all the top 5 are now completely out. So OG really need to dominate right here. They got 2 eliminations so far. We got Flash right underneath you with 8. So if you're OG, you still have all 4 players up. Clean up this entire side of the map first, and then figure it out later. This is their chance, though. These guys are looking great, and a great opportunity for Furia. Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday. They were chasing zones all dang day. Now they have the position. What can they do with it? That's the question.
Push down over towards that high ground that looks over towards the Flash. They try and cross the road. Circle moves down towards the south side. OG's throwing a bone here. But there was some complaints yesterday about some of the passivity coming through from OG, which I think that they were able to correct a lot as we went throughout the day. And even during this game, you can see there's been a lot of effort been put into that. So for OG right now, we need more of that proactivity right now, though. I truly believe this is a game that they can win. They have the circle to work with it. Fury's coming in from that north side, though, and they are looking hot this game.
Yeah, OG, you have it all right now, right? Turn that aggression up to 11. Soak up those eliminations. Get that win.
Get that back-to-back, basically.
Right. Yeah, back-to-back chicken dinners, right? They won the last one yesterday. This one will just solidify them here and definitely put them in that running in just 2 matches for that top 5. Let's see what they can do, though. As we all got Furia up on the north. Flash trying to find a way into this circle. They're forced to swim it out. Igor going fishing there. He's getting some hit markers on the bows, but not able to take them out.
You really do become curious about the ammo counts on some of these teams because it's been a ton of movement around the map. Aru's moving forward. He's got nades, got molotovs. He's looking.
There we go.
Sitting pretty right now. Ammo count does look a little bit low, but Aru with the underarm should be good to go directly on them. Aru picks up the double. Man, this guy is leading OG to victory.
Let's get it going. The crowd getting hyped on that one. Perfect toss there. Furia, though, they're looking to get in the mix here. Some nice shots from the Flash. Going to make it a little bit tough. They're going to have to hit the deck. Igor with the nade. Oh, but that vehicle is on fire. He looks like he is able to get to safety just barely.
Okay. Dude, Aru is going absolutely nutty in these games. A nade comes across, and Furia is silenced in the final moments of these games. The Flash now underneath, looking to push up. OG holding them back at the gates. From Miramar to Rondo, can they do it all here?
Back-to-back chicken dinners are in their future, and the future is now. Can they grasp it as Team Flash rocking a 3-1 split here? You got WizGod. Gonna have to watch out for that nade, that air burst a little bit too far away. And now Aru, man, putting in the work for his team. They gotta be careful though. Here they go. They have the high ground. What can they do with it? Now, Tops from that off angle, making it a little bit difficult for them to peek over the hill. But here we go, the battle starting to ring out.
Bandy's all that's left on side at the moment. S12K, Silence looking to quieten down the run coming through from India, but it's not happening. They will not be silenced. They will not be shut up here. Aru still going strong. A tanky underneath, looking to get the shots in, but Flash moves around the side. He's whipping the shots, unfortunately. But finally, they will hit the last shot.
Two-chick Group A, and now the whole lobby has been put on notice.
I mean, it's good at the moment. Aru looks like an arrow right now, and he's got purpose, flying fast towards that bullseye, fast towards that qualification spot. It's such a difference from last time we saw them as well. And, you know, if you're a fan of this team, you've got to be proud because, again, the improvement has been insane.
Perfectly executed right there, right? I mean, hey, they got themselves a good, solid position. We had the questions, right? Were they going to play it passively? Were they going to get aggressive? They turned on that aggression at the perfect time. Perfect peaks, fight decisions, and they were able to get that win. And this is the way to do it, right? I mean, they were having a little bit of a rough day at the start yesterday. Finished strong. Boom, knock it out of the park today. They're set up for top 5.
They absolutely are. I mean, for this team, it's a really, really big boon for them. I mean, taking some of that pressure off is a really nice thing. Right at the start of the day, we always say it's about Rondo. Being able to get rid of a lot of the pressure so quickly in day 2 is so much relief for you as a squad. And for Orangutan, honestly, they can use this now just to kind of feel out other teams inside this lobby, get some more practice in without feeling all that worried. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot of teams that are going to be worried here as we get into the rest of the matches, and we'll have those matches coming in just a bit.
We were there for every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here now. The proud founding partner of EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with the world's best, making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion, reach your impossible.
Hi, Kalaris here at PMWC for EWC 26, and I'm with Aru from Orangutan to talk about some of the games from day 1 of their group stage and see how they're feeling coming into day number 2. So, obviously, you guys got yourself a win on Miramar. You were one of the latest teams coming to Miramar, actually. So, is that part of the strategy for you guys when it comes to urban endings, as well as what were your concerns towards the late game of that game?
Not really a strategy because we intend to play dynamic as per the situations, and particularly talking about that game, it took us quite a while to collect our vehicles, so it got us a little late. So that was the first factor, and the second factor was that team landing in Power Grid, I guess it's GSTR, so they were trying to maybe set up a trap around San Martin, so then we had to take a detour from our original planned path. So but yeah, we have prepared ourselves to play early and late as well, so it just worked out for us.
Perfect answer. Wow, okay, that's some great insight, thank you. Let's go back to game 1, because it's a bit of a different shift. Obviously, it's the first game on the stage, etc. It's the Rondo game. You guys have got a good compound. You're playing a bit passively here and there. What were your concerns? I saw that Geek was keeping close eyes on you in that Rondo game, and you eventually got second place.
Well, the first factor that led us to, playing a little passive or saying holding back was that we got an early casualty of my teammate Atanki. And the second one was our vehicles didn't have a lot of fuel, so it was hard to drive around and take info of our surrounding teams to actually see what's going on, if there are any third-party opportunities. And also, we had a good position, but the thing was that it was on the back we had high ground, and on the front we had like a complete low ground. So if we have gone like either of the ways, the other side teams would have definitely shot at us. So it would have been difficult to come back to our initial position. So I was also like not too satisfied with that game, because having Rondo and only 2 elimination points is like not how we play, and not everyone plays, because Rondo gives you a lot of opportunities to take fights, maybe take free eliminations of the teams, and especially when you are at a good position. So yeah, it was also like a little dissatisfied for me, but yeah, it was a good start. So we didn't have to get into the second game with high pressure on us.
Fair. And overall, yesterday, how does the team look at it? Do they see it as a success here so far? And are there any adaptations coming in today too?
Not really success, but the last match really helped us to start our day 2 with a good base. So it's not like we are very far behind from top 5. So coming to day 2, we are just going to plan going game by game. We are just not really focused on the position we are at on the points table. We are just going to focus on our games and the things that we can do better, and trying to not repeat the mistakes that we have done in the past.
Aru, thank you very much. Amazing interview, and good luck for day number 2.
Not only is Aru great at giving interviews, but he's great in the game, being the IGL, as he was able to secure 5 eliminations. And when we talk about IGLs that have what it takes to not only go to the finals and maybe end up challenging to do it, he was able to showcase that perfectly here in this rondo.
I mean, this is why it's important to have international experience. He played PMGC last year, didn't go too good, but he knew what to expect heading into PMWC, and especially the final fight they took onto Team Flash. There was even Ulf behind them, and even the side of Furia pushing their way. There's so many aspects of the game, and they were just played beautifully. A few shots missed, okay, if you want to critique, is like a few of the shots maybe should have connected, but you love to see them not just get a win, it's a back-to-back from India. Let's go.
Yeah, the passiveness is gone, and obviously you heard it from him as well. They know they made those mistakes in those earlier games, but to be able to come back from that and understand that the passiveness is what was putting them behind. So it's good now that they have changed around to this aggression and making it their game.
Yes, we're going to end up comparing them with the team that we also needed to see them being able to perform well here, and it's none other than Furia. Furia able to show up as well, Neptura, with those 9 eliminations.
Yeah, really good stuff. I think we were both kind of talking about this, Max, right, where they were really hedging their bets throughout the end of this game, right, on either side of the river here. They were going on one side of the coast, then on the other, just making sure nobody was coming up behind them. And they sweep around. I think it was Ulf on that, or no, it was Ulala. Ulala.
Oh la la.
Oh la la. It was them on that eastern side, able to just sweep around. Some really good stuff coming in there, Liz.
Yeah, I mean, even if we back to the earlier game, Furia versus Al Ula, they basically had the contention on the top of the roof, and either one of these teams could have actually taken them down, which was super funny that they then go into their rotation and they're next to each other again to have this battle out. But of course, Furia came out on top, and then this is exactly what we expect to see from Furia at the start of the matches. But if we go off of yesterday, it can be a slight downfall for them. So I hope that they can prioritize these eliminations early on like they have and move themselves into the position.
And not only that, we got to talk about the bottom teams as well, Lace, because the bottom teams ended up showing up here. Even though they might have not ended up showing towards the end of that game, they did use that rondo to go after those eliminations. Exports, Thunder Talk Gaming, we finally saw them.
Yeah, I mean, if we have a look at Thunder Talk Gaming, I've sort of placed them, they just need a 5-point average that includes eliminations and placement points to push themselves out of that bottom into that bubble. And I mean, they had 3 eliminations early on in contention, and it was basically, I'm pretty sure it was AJ. He almost got a 1v4 on a team. And I mean, that would have set them obviously into a great motion because they actually had a free path rotating into the central zone.
As we see Orangutan take over that first place with 66 points. And the wonderful thing of this is that it puts OG in the perfect situation because OG now has absolutely nothing to lose. And they're currently challenging, and they're currently in a place to go directly to the finals.
This is fantastic. I mean, obviously it's best case scenario for any team, but for Orangutan especially, we are looking at a team here that yesterday was, ramping up the confidence, ramping up the momentum very, very slowly. With this game coming in with a back-to-back, they've gone from 0 wins to 2 and top of the leaderboard in just 2 matches, Max. So I really, really like what we're seeing here. It was proactive. They were thinking about not only the next move, but the next 3 moves as well. The timing was really good. They took advantage of third parties. That's what we wanted to see from them yesterday.
Yeah.
And they really, really did it. And this is exactly what we wanted to see, exactly the kind of result that they deserve now.
Talking about things you want to see, I'm going to say one thing we didn't want to see was 4th Thrives taking a massive L here on Rondo. I mean, really, clearly a very big mistake. The mistake that's very easy to avoid is don't drop in Ulf's territory, right? You send your recall player and you're surrounded by 4 Ulf players. I can tell you that is not a good place to be. So hopefully if they do have a bad playing path, they can try and find a better option. Even just go get a car and send it forward, loot, and get your teammates recalled maybe a minute or 2 later on down the line. 4th Rise on Rondo need to fix that slight recall system.
As we're looking at those bottom 3 teams, Gaming, Stars, Thunder, Talk Gaming, and X-Force Rejects, good thing that they were able to get those points laced, as they were able to keep that gap even closer to be outside of the top, out of the bottom 3. But for some of the other squads, the thing is that now you have Alula as well performing. You have Furia being able to perform. They need to continue on with this consistency.
सूरत हाल क्या बनने वाली ओवरऑल स्टैंडिंग की वी वांट टू सी दैट बट अगेन फॉर दैट मेरे साथ मौजूद है सलादीन वेलकम बैक और पिछले मैच के बारे में मैच के बाद की इनफैक्ट सिचुएशन के बारे में व्हाट डू यू थिंक
वेल पिछले मैच के बारे में मैं यही कहना चाहूंगा कि ओजी का जो परफेक्ट प्लान रहा है पिछले चंद मैचेस के अंदर बल्कि शुरू से लेके अब तक के सर्वाइव करना है. अगर आपको याद हो निग्मा गैलेक्सी यूज्ड टू प्ले विद दिस प्लान और आपको सिर्फ सर्वाइव करना है, लास्ट मोमेंट तक आना है और फिर आपको एलिमिनेशन पॉइंट्स मिल ही जाएंगे एंड इट वर्कड आउट ब्यूटीफुली. और मैं ये बात करता हूँ कि जब पूरी लॉबी अलग तरह से खेल रही हो और आप एक डिफरेंट अप्रोच लेकर आए तो वो चीज आपको स्टैंड आउट कराती है पॉइंट्स टेबल के ऊपर. एंड रंगुटान वो करने में कामयाब हुई. जो इंटेंशन था लास्ट मोमेंट में फाइट लेने का वो अच्छे तरीके से ट्रांसलेट होता है एलिमिनेशन पॉइंट्स की सूरत में. और अब आप देखें कि हाईएस्ट एलिमिनेशन पॉइंट्स ओजी के पास हैं. हालांकि अगर आप लास्ट 3 फाइट्स को हटा दें ओजी के पास सिर्फ 2 एलिमिनेशन पॉइंट्स थे, बाकी 9 पॉइंट्स उन्होंने आखिरी 3 फाइट्स में निकाले हैं. बट सेकंड पेज की तरफ आ जाए, इनफैक्ट ओवरऑल स्टैंडिंग की तरफ आ जाए, ओजी इज नाउ ऑन #1. गोल्ड स्क्वाड हमें 3rd पर नजर आती है. 4th राइव्स इज नाउ ऑन #2. अच्छा अब आप यहां देखें कि ओजी के पास जो एलिमिनेशन पॉइंट्स हैं, इतने एलिमिनेशन पॉइंट्स अरोरा के पास #4 पर हैं. इसके करीब कहीं ना कहीं #6 वाली टीम के पास भी इतने एलिमिनेशन पॉइंट्स नजर आते हैं. लेकिन जब आप प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट्स की तरफ आते हैं, दैट्स वेयर द एनॉमली बिगिंस. के ओरंगुटन प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट्स के हिसाब से पूरी लॉबी से अलग खेल रही है भाई. इतने तो आप कह लें कि टोटल पॉइंट्स है कई टीमों के जितने ओरंगुटन की तरफ से प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट्स निकाले गए.
जी जी. और टीम ओरंगुटन के पास 29 प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट्स हैं और ये 2 प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट्स हैं ऑब्वियसली 2 चिकन की वजह से 20 पॉइंट्स हैं. वहीं पर आप माइनस कर सकते हैं या इनफैक्ट आप उनको एड ऑन कर सकते हैं. बाकी के जो 9 प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट्स हैं वो डिफरेंट मैप्स के आपको दिखाई दे जाते हैं. हालांकि इसके बिल्कुल बरक्स अगर आप टीम गोट को देखें तो गोट
on with this consistency.
Strength to strength. We've seen some real pinpoint precision, multi-nade plays. KRX was fantastic yesterday over on Erangel. Just timing those kinds of plays out perfectly.
Yeah, I think that's actually something we were both agreeing on, right? Day one, we were talking about historically how sometimes there's been a lot to be desired with professional level PUBG Mobile on hitting those keynotes with utility usage to really make the most out of it, because it's pivotal late game and it can be the difference of a chicken dinner or not. This event, in terms of engagements and closing fights with at least defensive utility, I think that's been drastically better. We're still seeing some gaps maybe in tactical play. We're talking flashes, right? Some of the smoke plays left a little bit of room to expand, James. But for opening and closing down elims, it's been way better at clearing compounds.
I think the one thing that has really stood out on Rondo more than anywhere actually is the deployable cover flares actually.
Yeah.
Some teams have been using a lot early that I think they could benefit from just saving a little bit towards the latest stages of the game, because deployable cover flares, it's one of the most powerful things that was ever added to the game, and if you can keep those into the really late game, that's even more powerful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, effectively at this level as well, right? It's not even as much necessarily you being as cutthroat to get those elims. It's just not leaving yourself exposed to be taken down.
True.
So if you can actually play around that, build yourself into a better position to cover late game, saves your bacon. We were pulling some of our hairs out. It's why we looked like this when we were sat there with the early drops, mate.
Oh, I'm getting old. I'm not sure.
You're never really sure. Just to work it in as well, whilst we're talking about the adaptation of play styles,
yes.
Goat obviously on Rondo. They look far more... It's all right to talk about Goat. Can I do it again, James? James?
I was like, yeah, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it when it was going to go on. Okay, you're allowed to talk about
I'm
GOAT.
allowed to talk about GOAT. Well, I guess I'll gloat on that one, James. Call that a baby goat. That's calf wordplay. But anyway, GOAT team do come out far faster on Rondo. They play with aggression and they look sick with it. That's exciting because in their regular flow of battlegrounds, they're late rotators. They don't want to take those early fights if they can avoid it because they ramp up late game and look way better when they're fully suited and booted, James. Here, they do prove they can play both play styles.
Do you think they can hold on to a top 5?
I'd hope so. I think they're a dark horse for the event, but said this day
The whole
one.
event?
Yeah, dark horse, mate.
Oh, hey, that's an exciting potential here because they're not really one of the teams that a lot of people are kind of including in that top 5.
No.
You got other teams like Flash that managed to get themselves to the end of this late game again. And actually, I was curious about Flash because I looked back at their games yesterday. I think if Flash was to do what they did yesterday compared to all the other days coming up, I think they wouldn't even make finals with what they showed yesterday. But at least now they've already kind of righted that ship a little bit in this Rondo game to get to that second place, right?
Yeah, I think, look, there still is well enough time. Well, I say that, 5 games left to go for some of these teams. So there's a little bit of time. Nearly did it yourself there, James. I've rotted his brain immediately. Yeah. But yeah, I think you can correct the ship. But obviously coming in early into game 1, having that bit of an awakening. I think for a lot of these sides, you imagine getting back to the hotel last night, you're unpacking the bag, not looking at really things you can celebrate, more issues you can fix, and just unpack that bag, mate. Get it sorted.
Yeah, I mean, the win that they got yesterday, Flash, on the Erangel game where where you had Furia with a 2-2 split. I spoke to Nigma Galaxy as well. They were misreading the situation a little bit, but Flash had so much room on that east side to then be able to move into that field and hold that down. That's what was the key to victory for them, to get those points on the board. I had my concerns. I'm glad that they dispelled them here today because, again, they're a big name to try and kind of go further in this tournament. But anyway, thank you very much, Jackie. It is now time to head on over to the commentators once again here for another game here at PMWC.
That's Jackie, the jacket. I'm here with Hot Jukes. We're good to go and boring blank. But yeah, we're getting into our 7th game, 8th game. He's really ruined me that 6-7. Yeah, that's annoyed me. Yeah. We're into our 8th game now. There isn't a lot of games left, as Jackie was saying. It is coming to a close quite quickly now. And I think that for some of our squads, they do need to get a move on. I mean, Thunder Talk, I had a lot more hope for this squad, but it does seem that potentially crushed is where it's at.
Yeah, you don't want to get those keys crushed. You want to survive, and the way to get it done is on good old-fashioned Erangel. Here we go. Southern playing path here. Super Southern.
Yeah.
Good circle for a team like Aurora. You know exactly where they're headed. But for the rest of these squads, they're going to have to get it done. Ain't that right? Blank the tank.
Blank the tank. I'll take that. Robust. Yeah. Explode on the scene. But yeah, I do have a very southern playing path here. It's incredibly rough to play around with. Aurora happy with this one. They can get down towards that south side fairly easy. Fourth Rise also a fairly decent start for them over towards Ferry Pier as well as the yellow. So you wonder if they're going to run into any trouble in this area. I think Sosnovica is going to be a little bit more fixated on. But you're right to point out what you were pointing out there, which was the elimination count coming through from Aru.
Yeah, he sneaks into that top 3. He's right there. He could easily push himself to first if he goes and gets some good eliminations in this game. Looking at the match rankings right now, they are pretty stacked. Because I'll tell you what, OG is on top when it comes to the overall. 66 total points. 4 Thrives right below. Man, Pakistan on top.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, 4 Thrives are in second right now. It's a tough place to be in. 4 Thrives, 61 points. OG just blowing them out of the water right now. But you could definitely tell the difference between 4 Thrives as well as OG in terms of the elimination points. 37 eliminations to 46. And if we rock that back to Aru, 15 of those 37 elims are coming through from him. He is absolutely a monster right now. And I really do mean it. It's Aru, the arrow, flying straight towards those targets and playing his team straight too, because that is a difficult thing to do as an IGL, to be both at the front.
No! Run, Aru, run! Run, Aru, run! Oh my gosh! The bows with the knife.
Oh, brother.
No way!
Yo. OG might be cooked this game.
Oh, they're pissed.
Oh, never mind.
They're not happy.
Upset. They're upset. Flash trying to take him down the last match. In the final 1v1 on the squads, Tatanki rocks up to the tree line. Both behind. You're right, the knife is out. The serrated blade is not enough. But the rest of the squad is here to play.
That is what I call revenge, folks. Are you kidding me? Aru getting thirsted, but it looks like Orangutan get the last laugh here.
Shows they don't need Aru, but it would be nice to have him, but they won't have him this game. Down to 3, AKOP able to get some stuff done there. Secures his third elimination of the match as well, and Flash rock away with Win, but in this case, they seriously took the L.
Are they hunting him down? Is Win actually going for it here? No way. That would be insane. He's got him in his sightlines. We got a runner here, folks. And it's OG Win making the moves, full sending it, but at a certain point, surely these guys got to get away.
They absolutely do, and I mean, for OG, they're happy to go wherever they like, but for the Flash, they're going to have to head over to the hidden village with Naruto, with our new Ninetales Fury orc skin, which looks awesome, by the way.
Sick.
2 separate versions of the same thing, which is crazy.
He's hunting him down, dude. He's looking.
I know. This is some serious frustration coming through from the Flash. They don't want to lose out like this. He's got to keep the reputation high, apparently.
Wow. Win gonna go get some loot here, and the rest of OG get to safety. So what a crazy way to start things off. Aru running for his life, dude, straight legged it.
My brother was in trouble.
Oh man,
I ain't gonna lie though, he was feeling the tickle of the blade on his back. He was just ahead of them. I mean, he had to pull out the old flick of the wrist with the knife to get that thrown at point blank. The only way to get it done. I mean, he was impervious to blades quite some time. Only the point did it.
Dude, that tickle was so close. He's like, I can't even run serpentine at all. I can't move. I
gotta go forward.
Just straight away.
The boys were coming to support him real quick, though.
Yeah, they did.
That I respect from the rest of OG.
And they came in heavy.
But they know how important he is.
Yeah,
they know
dude.
just how important he is. So to keep him up is a really big thing.
Yeah, you were just talking about it, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's so ridiculous to see your top fragger also be your IGL.
Yeah.
And you said it yourself, and I agree. It's so difficult, right? You have so much to manage, so much to focus on.
Yeah.
But when you do have those rare, just superstars that can...
Yeah, Beowulf back in the day, that guy was unreal, but they just don't come around all that often.
You don't see it. When you do, though, I mean, talk about the trust you gain from your squad, right?
Yeah. He said go here. He's also carrying us.
Yeah, he's also carrying. I think we got to listen. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely does help.
for this.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yes, sir. Oh, we got you, right? We're coming. And, hey, they saw their leader, right, running away from a knife, and they came heavy. But unfortunately, it just happened to be just a second too late.
Coops sends some shots over towards Furia. Honestly, I don't think Furia's last game was terrible at all. I think they got fair far into it. And that was despite having a really, really hard start for them. I mean, their recall beacon was just so out of the way from the destination. And even then, they were trying to figure out it. I do think them getting in quite late was almost a blessing because they could decide on which side they wanted to head towards. But by that time, you have little to no information of what's happening around the map.
Yeah.
4T taking shots over towards KRX as they do pass on by. This is towards those yellows on the southern edge. They're just moving through the forest, the south side of Pachinki, but Enigma Galaxy once again already flying out to a new location.
Yeah, a little rotation shenanigans early on. I want to talk about that point you were talking about earlier, though, right? Furia, 14 points in the last match. And they were one of those teams that was really critical because they're one of those squads we honestly we're kind of expecting to see the top 5. Let's look at this replay, though, as Aru is running for his life. Saying, please stop, guys, leave me alone. And those shots strayed the rest of the team off. But, oh my gosh, Bose with the knife throw just said, nah, we're shutting them down.
You see, they could just see the death crate appearing. Man, they even had the vehicle in his face, right? Tires scratching the cheeks.
Oh, man. And Bose gets that knock. And I believe Bose picked up that scar from Aru.
Really?
Yeah, because, I mean, he didn't have it. Otherwise, he would have definitely shot him. But I think Aru had the weapon, but he was just like, no, I can't even turn around right here. They're just too close.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. But, I mean, OG gets away with it. They get some more points on both. 3 points in total, actually. Drops to 69, which is nice. But only 3 players.
Yeah,
I think it's still doable.
Definitely.
And for OG, they get a really easy start up towards Yasnaya, which is very central right now. DK, though, up against Alula.
Gato. Quick. With the quick knock there, and he needs it. I mean, 4 points. Ula are definitely moving up because prior to this one, they had 21. So with 33 now, that does give them a good boost. The problem going into today was there was a good little point gap between that, 6th to the 7th at the bottom placement points. GK, Fudia, they had a 12-point gap there, and it kind of just goes down from there. So for Fudia to get a good game in, they now balance themselves out. They still need a good couple games if they want to push into top 5. And Alula, starting off really strong here, now put themselves in a good spot to at least hit the survival stage. Next zone does pop, though, and it is going to be in that mansion, shelter, Yasnaya area. Teams like Aurora, coming in all the way from military base, are going to push on up. We're going to look at this heaven area, though, and it looks like it is going to be X-Force Rejects. They're going to hold that down.
X-Force Rejects doing their best here. All gamers also moving out the way. Well, these boys need the points more than ever. Circle does shift over towards our eastern side, so we do have like some of these awkward compounds, some ditches over towards the eastern edge as well around the forest. Very playable for the likes of Goat as well as Nigma Galaxy, who has set up, but you also have these winding roads. For Nigma Galaxy, once again, they're on that 2-2 split. They're on their wildness early on. But yeah, I think one team that I would love to see more out of right now is definitely Ulf.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people know that I'm a big fan of this team, but right now I think I have a small amount of disappointment. I think there certainly can be some better plays coming through. They have shown individually some clutch moments, but again, it's not what you expect of a team that gave 4 Thrive such a run for the money over in PMGO overall. So if we can see a bit more of that, but maybe there's just some new teams on the block. I mean, for instance, OG just looks like a different team to me, honestly.
Yeah, you got Ulf. I mean, they're still not in the worst spot when it comes to the leaderboards. I mean, we definitely expect them to always be in that top 5 position. So anything less is kind of like, hey, what's taking them so long, right? But I mean, one good game, we'll see them in that spot. This could be it. I mean, they are in Yasnaya Fields right now. The zone definitely, for some reason, loves to favor that kind of area. So a hard shift goes in that direction. We could see them definitely pop off. But, you are right. There are so many teams right now, like in this time, we've never seen the lobby just so well balanced, right? In years past, we've seen a few dominant squads, other squads that are just kind of struggling, but now at this point, anybody can take it. I mean, Thunder Talk's at the bottom. What's happening?
I mean, the Thunder Talk, they just haven't played well, have they? I think that's we've boiled it down to that point. There's been some missteps all over the place. I think there's been some bad rotations coming through, and then when it's come to the gunfights, they are being outclassed in some of them. I think Thunder Talk has a lot more in them to give. It shouldn't ever come down to AJ looking to win a 1v4. But again, it just shows that there is that potential there for Thunder Talk. But you're right, it is a fairly balanced lobby, but balanced towards being, this is a high-ranked game. Right? Yeah. It's a high-ranked game. No one's pulling any punches right now. You best get out the way. For gaming sides, they're playing on this 2-2 split right now. They were wondering if it's going to head over towards those fielded areas. It does not. So they're going to regroup off the back of this one. I would say right now regrouping is probably the best thing to be doing. But Yasnaya getting cut out here is a little tough.
Yeah, definitely.
Wondering what OG's next move is going to be.
That's going to be the question, right? What is OG going to do? What's Ulf going to do? It looks like Ulf, they were in the Yasnaya field. They don't get blessed. They're going to go ahead and do a huge wraparound here to reposition. Well, let's look at Go. Yeah, Thunder Talk just getting picked apart once again. Awake running for his life here. Does get a little fortunate with that player from GOAT getting knocked. believe that's from Enigma Galaxy. Moxie up close and personal with Jean, catches him slipping, and that is Thunder Talk out. Another rough game for them.
Yeah, I mean, Go's just too good of a team. That's all there is to it.
Noted.
They got the Jackie blessing.
That was it, honestly. Once that happened, it's over.
He's wrapped them in the golden jacket, and they're ready to go. I think for Go, it's been all right. Again, I think for Go, the main thing that worries me about the squad is the inconsistency. But hey, if you can have 16 Elim games with a chicken dinner, bosh, you're good to go.
Yep. And it was kind of crazy because we saw in PMMI, GOAT, they took the slot for 4th Thrives and weren't able to really honor it in the way that they wanted to. But they come here into the World Cup, and at least at this group stage, they're looking good, right? 2nd place so far after these eliminations they have. Hey, just a little bit more work, and they can end up on top.
A little bit more work, yeah. I think we really do need to have to wait to finals, though, to see that come through. Because...
on top of group stage, yeah.
On top of group stage,
yeah.
Right?
They got a long way to go.
A long way to go.
If they want that, if they want that watch, that belt.
Hey, I mean, at this rate, though, they would go straight to finals in the current position they're in. They wouldn't play the group stage out. We'd get that direct qualification, which would be nice. If they can keep things up, that is. We do have a few more games left today. A few more Erangels.
That's right.
Into our Miramars to close things out with the wonderful John and Jackie.
Yeah, dude, crazy prize pool, by the way, man. It's so wild. You have, $1.1 million in the group stage alone, 152 grand onto the survival stage, and then we get to the finals, $1.7 million. This is what I'm talking about here, folks.
We're definitely going to be handing out some big prizes at some point. We're going to be going away with some cars.
Yeah.
Say it that way. Yeah.
Let's get it going.
Which would be cool. Again, I think that money should be reinvested in the team.
Yep. Well,
but also...
Let's just say you were the team, right? What's the first thing you're reinvesting into?
As a team?
Yeah.
God, get those boys a better scrimming area.
Yeah, that'll work.
Give me the refrigerated drinks. All right, I want vending machines for free, as well as all the rest of the cool things. The white balls, the blind balls, everything you might need, tablets, etc.
Coaching staff, personal masseuses,
your favorite phone.
Yep. You gotta have it all. I mean, to really make it happen here, and that's the thing. Is like. I've had the pleasure of looking at some of these top squads set up, and teams like Alpha 7 who live together and have for years.
They did reinvest in a really good way, actually, from all the wins they went through. Go on, sorry.
No, I mean, a lot of these guys, for those that don't know, these mobile gamers are treated like athletes. I mean, some of them have personal nutritionists, they have exercise programs, they play for 6 to 8 hours a day with a coach staring at 4 monitors, just analyzing, figuring out how these guys can get better. And, you got millions of dollars in prize pool on the line, right? You got to give your players as much advantage as you possibly can. And one thing I do love, especially I've noticed about this tournament, is adaptation. Prior, so many different squads will see a bad performance, no change, just the same old kind of play style. But now we're starting to see some teams all right, hey, let's make some adjustments, like Team Flash. Let's hunt down some squads in Rondo. Let's see if we can take them out. 4th Thrives ended up going out in that last one here. But they're still in a good position, But Erangel is always going to be that map to where that's where championships are made.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for adaptation-wise, teams have had to get a lot better as times go on because we are having more 2-day sets. Used to be in the past you could get away with first day,
that's a great point,
second day, and then adapt into third day. But now it's a case of you got to do your research. It's why we see teams coming back so late to the hotel, right? They go through all the VODs together here in the arena. But we're getting back in towards the action. Things are starting to pop off in a big way as Ulf does open up. RQ's looking quite good here. They have been putting the work over towards Aurora. Now taking some gorgeous shots over towards Old Gamers.
Gonna look at KRX there, getting some more eliminations. Yeah, as AGAL getting punished here. It's just Maple up left for the squad. Benny gonna try to throw that through the window and not hit the mark, but the rest of the... Oh, that one actually did. Maple's hurt. He's going to back it up as his whole team is now gone. Going to have to do a crazy 1v4 here. QXZZ's got that S12K though. And yeah, he's waiting for his team. He's like, you know what, why don't we push up as all 4? Guarantee this elimination. Sounds like a good idea.
There he goes out the window, goes way too far. In fact, Maple's just going to drop down, get towards the other building. This is a cheeky play. You have expected to get blasted on the approach. Smaller building, one way up the stairs here. A better chance for a 1v4. I mean, you love to set it up, but is it really going to happen? Enigma Galaxy heading over towards RQ. These guys have been making a lot of noise so far, and Enigma Galaxy, they're looking to turn that music down.
Yeah, Enigma Galaxy putting that work, and we saw them come in super late last night. And I was saying like, hey, what were y'all guys doing? Y'all guys studying? Y'all guys were talking it out, and they said ping pong. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Sometimes you got to build up those team building exercises, get that synergy going.
You're telling me they did? That's what they were doing. Ping pong the whole night.
That's what they said. And it looks like it's working out right now because they are in a good position in the zone.
Did you just expose their secret sauce?
Maybe I just did.
Okay. Now everyone's going to be on the ping pong. Now Enigma Galaxy can't get on the ping pong tables. Look what you've done.
You're right. What have I done?
You got to take that back.
You know what? It was VOD review.
It was VOD review. That's right.
That's what we were doing outside.
Exactly.
Yep, as well.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about here. You got to pull out all the secret sauce, all the stops here.
Yeah.
Oh, Goat though. Look at that. Force on the roof, getting these little bank-nades in, causing a problem for Gaming Stars. Yusuf gonna have to do something. He's only got the pump shotgun. Oh, he didn't check his back and gets turned on as Goat Team are just making it happen here. Once they got that Jackie blessing, these guys just can't stop.
Well, I mean, imagine just giving them so little respect that you don't even check the corner there and still winning the fight. That, if you're Gaming Stars, we need some more ping pong.
We need it. We need to do something here, right? Got to make sure you're locked in going towards the end. That hand-eye coordination, those thumbs are just rock solid here.
Kind of like mine.
Yeah.
Well, medium rare.
Medium rare?
Yeah.
I'm more of a medium guy myself.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I could play with hands like the Rock.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The Thing. And they do the top though, towards 4 Thrives. Enigma Galaxy taking the fight over towards Go in the meantime. 4 Thrives have been under pressure from a bombardment before, and they immediately start scattering. Do not want to fall prey to the same situation they did versus Enigma Galaxy over on our angle yesterday.
Uzaifa. Oh, catch getting ran over by our IQ there. And 4 Thrives were just circling them like sharks, and they are putting in the punishment on Ulf. Man, Ulf just can't seem to get something going here. As 4 Thrives now with 5 eliminations are looking good in Erangel.
I mean, right now for Ulf, I don't think they're going to drop to the bottom 3. Getting them towards that top 5 is going to take some special towards the end of the day, though. But they haven't played bad, right? They are a dead center team. Uzaifa finds a shot over towards a tanky. As OG did make their exit from Yasnaya earlier on, moving down towards that southeast side currently. X-Force rejects in front of them, playing in heaven.
Yeah, the problem with this is that we still have the top 4 teams in this circle here. And if they all do well in this game, that's going to start creating a little bit of a point gap. And if that happens, especially in the next game, oh, it's going to get wild.
Yeah, I kind of feel what's going to happen here between 4 Thrives as well as Heaven. This is the type of team that would just send it. They're going to send just underneath, though, and actually try and deal with OG. WizGod opens up, though, and this is good damage. Uzaifa also falling. Aru's not there, but doesn't matter.
Tanky put in that work. Getting out Uzaifa. Yeah, now it's just IQ up left. So OG with the stiff arm there. Getting it done. Trying to hold on to that top spot. Now they got some good solid points. If you look at them right now, they're at 71. That is a good almost 20 points away from 6th place. If they end up strong here, that could be a straight lock for the top 5.
Yo, you know what happened? I reckon Aru went to this game. He was like, guys, you can't perform without me. Then we got some serious problems. I'm going to go drop over here. You guys drop over there. I'm going to get knifed up. It's going to be okay. You guys got to play on a 3, and we'll see if you can make it work. Remember everything I taught you. And it looks like they're doing it proud right now as 3 players. They hold off 4 thrives. Leave IQ as just 1. Maple still going, miraculously, by the way. Can't believe he even made it to 8th there.
He's going to go ahead and take at least 1 point home with them. He'll take that, as Aurora and Mansion are completely hard stuck. You got Enigma Galaxy staring at him. Yeah, look at that Satan from downtown. He's got some good coverage here. And this is outside of the circle, so I'm not surprised we're going to see Enigma Galaxy just kind of wait it out. Look to maybe get these last 3 eliminations and then push into the zone from there. You got Coops up close and personal. Keeping an eye on things, but you got to be careful. You cannot afford to get knocked. Igor, though, actually from Furia is staring at this as well. Man, Aurora, this is worst case scenario for you. 2 monster squads looking at you. You're outside of the circle here. Man, they're just going to try to do what they can.
Nade underneath. Through from Coops right now. Doc seeing it enter. Another one could do the trick.
Some of that.
And Coops is feeling it right now. He's been a fantastic player for the squad. Steps up now, 1v1 versus Reapers. They're down. It is Chief to find the final shot from far, far away. It's been a rarity, though, seeing a Heaven Circle in a long, long time. Usually it's a little bit of a feature, but never the ending position. See exactly where Stage 7 heads over towards. Does it drop down towards that southwest side?
Let's get it going here. Enigma Galaxy putting in that work. They have the edge of the circle here. We'll see where exactly it's going to go ahead and shift onto. But they got coverage right now. Protect those vehicles. That's so important because if the zone hard shifts away from them, they're definitely going to need them. So keep those protected. Wait for that next zone. You got 477 still up from GOAT, trying to soak up some more placement points. Next zone does pop, though. Where are we headed?
Enigma Galaxy will absolutely have to move, and we are over towards Heaven. Gives OG another chance here as well on that western side. They're looking for the turkey here, dude.
The OG fans were happy about that one. I heard some claps happen the second that zone shifted. Let's see how this all works. Yeah, they are looking for that turkey. 3 in a row here. Here comes Enigma Galaxy, though, on the drive. 477 stuck out, and they actually pass them up completely. They're driving straight towards OG.
OG's going to have to hold them off around the other edge of things. It is a 4v3 here. Tanky the first to fall. But WizGod actually is able to get a bit of a clap back over towards that way, and Ralph is left behind. So only 2 players for Enigma Galaxy, possibly allowing chance for OG to reset.
IQ, last player up for 4 thrives as well. OG are hurt, though. That nade looks good. WizGod, ooh, barely getting out of the way of that one. Coop's going to throw another, though. Coop is hungry. He finds a nice headshot there. That one stung. He knows exactly where they are. This nade is an eviction notice saying hello and goodbye. Gets the knock on a Tanky.
They're on their last legs right now. I think there was a bare moment where everyone was on practically 10 HP. WizGod will finish off IQ off in the distance. That felt personal.
Coop's throwing a quick Molotov down low. He needs to start doing some of that low toss action we saw earlier. But he's got another nade locked and loaded. Let's see if he can throw this heat-seeking missile down south. Oh, he's got to watch his back, though, and he gets him. Coops is doing some damage right here all by himself.
Lemonade goes a little bit too far. WizGod takes another nasty hit. Smoke's going forward here, trying to keep AKOP alive, but a 4th place is still fantastic for OG. Setting goes down, that will give time for potentially WizGod to move up and pick up AKOP in the midst of all the smoke here. Makes the dash now.
Devil gets a knock onto Satan. What is going on right here? We got Coops going to hopefully try to get that res.
But demon on demon action, this is crazy.
Meanwhile, Furia is going to put in some work, and Silence, he's got that MG3. That's the gun to have here. Furia, man, looking to finally get a chicken dinner as Silence gets another knock there, and the finish, actually. Coops down to his last single HP. Nice little vehicle switch there. Hops in the vehicle, hits the passenger seat, ejects, gets himself to safety for a little bit longer. But, it looks like that nade is gonna do it.
They'll take a 4th place, though. OG secures at least a 3rd. Goodness me, AKOP is kind of tearing X-Force Rejects apart, but finally they get shut down, and this is a free game for Furia. That's what you get, Devil. Take down Satan, friendly fire. Game's gonna end just like that. And Furia will pick themselves up a win. And it feels good for them. Coming off the back of that Rondo into this Erangel. A real turnaround today.
That is how you get it done right there. Furia, that was just a sigh of relief, because yesterday they were just hunting circles all day long. Couldn't catch a break. And here they get the chicken dinner. But speaking of breaks, X-Force Rejects, right? They stopped into heaven. They held that position.
Yeah.
Zone ended up getting locked onto them. And for a team that was pretty much last place, right? That gives them an opportunity, right? That could be that door open for them to at least get to survival stage.
Yeah. But Nigma Galaxy, though, again, it's a decent move. I mean, Ralph gets caught on the back lines there, but it's understandable. That's a hard bit of terrain to push through.
Yeah.
Hoops does a wonderful job, though. The team's got to be massively proud of him with the way he handled that ridgeline versus OG. Goodness me. I mean, if it wasn't for Furia, potentially takes down the whole team. But yeah, for Furia, they were very quick to the mark. I think that's the main thing from Furia. They analyzed and saw where the opportunities were there, pushed over the top, and as soon as X-Force Rejects pushes out that building, goodness me, did you see how quickly Furia marched to the other side? That was wild.
Yeah, they knew that, hey, this is our chance to win it, and they took it. Furia is one of those squads that are so high IQ when it comes to those kind of opportunities. They're not going to miss it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you're totally right. I mean, once we saw that zone shift, Nigma Galaxy knew they lost this game, right? They're like, hey, you know what? We just got to try to do whatever we can. Those kind of rotations, you're going to have a sacrifice, right? Just to be able to even get there. But they did utilize that opportunity to its maximum, that's for sure. That's what it's all about. But Furia, they knew they had that one in the bag, and they took it.
Again, it's nice to see some more aggression coming out of Nigma Galaxy. It's nice to see OG on the front lines taking some good fights, and without Aru as well towards that end there. For X-Force Rejects, I need a little bit more to be convinced, because you are playing from heaven. It's a god compound at the end of the day.
It was luck, right? It was luck. But you know what? Sometimes luck is all it takes.
It's just what you need.
It's just what you need, and they just happened to get it. And it's good for them that it happened now in the second game of the last day, right? So we've seen it in the past where teams that are coming in a little bit nervous, don't have that as much experience as some of these other guys, they get a lucky game, and sometimes that just gives them the confidence they need to actually do something, right?
Yeah.
But,
no, it's true, because you suddenly start to play a little bit more different.
Yeah, you're like,
especially nervous teams as well coming into this, It's a big stage. We have fans from around the world here as well. Sometimes it can be hard either disappointing your fans or trying to uplift them in the process. So you get yourself a lucky win, boom, you're good to go.
Yes, indeed. And man, it's so good to see these teams, right, be able to pull out all the stops here towards the end. These leaderboards have been bouncing all over the place here. But you know what? We got Calaris with Flash. Let's go ahead and hear what these guys have to say.
That's me. Thank you very much, Hot Jukes. Yes, I am with Top Z from Flash after these two games, because I really wanted to talk to them about very unusual circumstances that have been happening. But first, let's start with day number 1 and the results there. It was kind of mixed results here and there, but then you got the first place on the Erangel yesterday. So talk to me about the team's approach to yesterday. Are you happy with those results from yesterday? What did you think overall?
Ngày hôm qua thì mình đã làm khá là tốt và đang đứng ở một cái vị trí thứ nhất ở cái map là Erangel á, thì mình cảm thấy là cái màn trình diễn của mình ngày hôm qua nó như thế nào, mình có hài lòng với kết quả ngày hôm qua không?
Đối với em thì ngày hôm qua bọn em thật sự là chưa làm tốt.
In my opinion, yesterday, to be honest, we haven't done a very good job on the maps, I would say.
Okay. That's fair. And coming into day 2, you got a second place on the Rondo after holding on the east side, and then that was against Orangutan. And then game 2 happens today, and then Orangutan hits you guys on Erangel as well. So what's your thoughts about that, and do you want maybe some revenge on Orangutan after all that?
Với ngày hôm nay á, thì mình đã đứng ở top 2 ở cái trận đấu đầu tiên á, và sau đó thì mình lại bị đối thủ là Orangutan á, đã ném bom trúng cho mình á và hạ gục mình. Thì ở trận thứ hai thì mình cảm thấy như thế nào, liệu rằng mình có muốn trả thù đối thủ của mình hay không?
Sau trận 2 thì bọn em cũng rút được kinh nghiệm nhiều hơn. Vì trận đó cũng khá là không có may mắn, nên mấy trận sau bọn em sẽ cố gắng đạt được thành tích cao nhất.
On the second maps, I would say we were pretty luckier than the first maps, and we also like have our own experiences based on the first map. So we did a good job on the second one, and I think like based on that result, we will keep continue, like pushing harder for the next round.
Okay, thank you very much, Top Z here. Good luck with the next games. That does it for us here, down on the stage.
Chasing the sunrise, boots hit the ground, hear the battle call. Loot up, lock in, we're ready for it all. Every street, every door, searching for a little more. One squad, one dream, nothing's ever what it seems. The circle's closing in, can you feel it on your skin? Heartbeat like the drum, the final fight has come. Fight till you make it, never gonna break it. Stand your ground and take it, right into the fire. Fight till you make it, every move can change it. Higher and higher, we're reaching for the winner, chicken dinner. Fight till you make it, fight till you make it.
Jackie Powers here, live from PMWC at EWC 26. I'm meant to be working with John Allen today, but I don't actually know where he is. He had a bit too much coffee before the show. Let's see if we can find him and tire him out. Well, John's got quite a lot of energy, I think, still. Well, it seems like John has finally tired himself out after a very busy day of activities. But here at EWC 26, PMWC is just kicking off for another day of games. Don't miss it, as it's going to be explosive. There's only one rule: just don't wake John.
John looks so sweet just taking a nap right now. One team that was not allowed to take any naps today was Furia because of the way that they were able to perform in day one. But in day two, Max, they are bringing it.
Oh, they were sleeping day one, but now they're wide awake and they're back in the fray. It's so good to see them play around heaven, maybe making sure they clear their backside and then just pushing into heaven, playing the high ground spot. And we'll have a clip later on of how they wrapped up that game properly. But Furia, it's so good to see Brazil is showing some presence here in this group. And 16 points, oh, that's going to put them way higher up on the rankings.
And we're looking at the second place Orangutan with the points. Honestly, the consistency that we're seeing out of this squad is exactly what we want to see. And if they're going to continue on like this, pretty soon we're going to be saying that squad is going to be going straight to the finals because they're creating a bit of a lead there all the way down to the team that's in sixth place.
Yeah, it's looking very, very good for Orangutan to come in today with a win and then a second place. As far as the match rankings go, right? The second place in terms of points, just 14 points is a big amount to be coming in to the first Erangel for. I mean, we got 2 more Erangels for them to come on through here, but yeah, Furia able to really just wrap things up. I do want to say big ups to X-Force Rejects as well. They had Heaven and they kept it. Oh no. Oh dear. Yes, the replay coming on through of the oddest fight I think we've had so far. Get him! No! And then the rest of the team going, how dare you? No, we're coming in hot here. Just going to avoid some trees, go around a little bit, and just pile in.
It's a very dangerous game of tag with knives. Who does that?
This shows the camaraderie, you know? You're like, oh, you took out our leader. How dare you? And this is the energy that I love seeing from OG. I do want to sort of touch on, if we go back to, sorry, oh my God, I'm having a break. X-Force. Look, they were from the bottom. Now they're here. This was something, okay, this is something that they needed to do, I guess, a little bit earlier on in the stage. But look, you were saying they had Heaven. That was good. They were able to have line of sight. Even when the contention started with for Thrives against OG, they were able to grab a couple of eliminations from that position. But the mistake that led, obviously having that, they were pushing out of the building, which Furia, obviously with their 1000 IQ, were able to capitalize on that. But look, they had 16 points heading into today. So having that game pushes them out of that bottom 3, which is exactly what they need to do. But is it something that they can sort of carry on into these next matches? I do feel that they rotated incredibly early. They didn't really have the utility to sort of back up these fights that were happening down on the hill, which any sort of grenade, I think they would have taken that home. So it was a little bit difficult, too early of a rotate for them. A little bit of luck mixed in between it, but hopefully we can see more of these adjustments going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to jump in here though as well, as I think this is exactly the game that they were needing to now push them forward into the next couple of games. You know, if you've had kind of a rough day, you do just want to get into the top 5, have a survival game, be assured that you actually can get in there, and then you can come into the next game going, okay, we've made a top 3, we've got some decent points, there's a little bit of pressure off of our shoulders, we've reminded ourselves that we're able to actually compete at this level, and we can go on forward now. So I'm hoping for big things coming in from them.
Yeah, and for X-Force, honestly, I don't agree with what people were saying in regards that they got lucky. They were able to defend it off against a lot of people. But moving on to some of the other squads, I actually know we got a clip about Furia that you've been wanting to see, Max. Oh, you know what? Before you even show it, how about show some stats? They were passive, but the thing is, it ended up working out in their favor because they were playing that to win it.
I just wanted to see a win from Furia, genuinely. That's all I wanted to see.
They gave it to you.
After yesterday, we didn't get it, but here we go, looking at the final clip. You might be thinking, oh, they're just going to go from Chiefs compound straight into the side of X-Force Reject, but no, they put themselves between the outskirt of the circle and the middle portion of the circle, meaning X-Force Reject, even the side of NGX, Orangutan are all going to be forced naturally into their position. So all you have to do, set up a very solid defense. And you do that, by the way, with an MG3, which is the best weapon to have for Mr. Silence himself, my MVP prediction of the tournament. I loved it. They now see the number of players is down to just 2. Just nailed it down, take home that win. That was literally a perfect finish in terms of execution from good old Furia.
Yeah, and see, that was I just want to touch in that. That was a great sort of overview of what I was sort of explaining. Like, they didn't need to leave that position. Furia obviously capitalized on that, which is excellent from them. But yeah, I mean, X-Force Reject should have just waited.
Yes, we're looking at the overall here. Orangutan now with 80 points. And that's just what I've been talking about. Like, right now with this squad, they have a 25-point lead over 6th place. Top 5 is where you want to be if you want to end up going to the finals. You could end up almost saying, because the way that they're currently playing is so consistent, this squad could be already going to the finals. I don't care if it's too early, but they're playing like it and they're looking like it too.
I mean, honestly, I think we get to the halfway point, and I think that statement is going to be very true, just based on what happens in the next game, right? For Thrives as well, they're starting to go down the leaderboard just a little bit. RRQ, I mean, yes, X-Force Rejects have made it out of the bottom 3 by quite a bit, actually, but Team RRQ, that's not a team I was expecting to see down here, Max.
No Peko, please, where is No Peko? I want to see some presence from him, though we did see a little bit higher up on that second page, this Ulf, and a lot of people would say that's disappointing, right, for a team that was second place back at PMGO Season 1 and did so good, especially during the PMGC finals. let them cook, right? They're slow
Ooh,
starting team. Yang Tasho, right? I don't know how you say it in Turkish, but they're slow starting team. I wouldn't be too scared for them, at least as they don't make in the bottom three. We're fine. Ulf will come back eventually in this tournament.
I was going to say, I don't want to flex out my Turkish just yet, all right?
We're not there.
Let's hold on to that one. But before we even move on, how about we talk about some predictions here? Because for everybody currently watching at home, you can go to the EWC Play app and do your predictions if you haven't already. And if you do end up winning something, make sure you use the hashtag EWC and hashtag EWC26. I want you to tell me quickly, predictions. Who's going to be winning the next game?
Winning the next game is going to be 4 Thrives.
Nigma Galaxy.
Stop asking me because apparently I get it wrong and then I get roasted. So don't ask me that question again.
Such a cop-out.
X-Force Rejects, that's who I won, all right? X-Force Rejects, show me, keep on that momentum going. But we're actually going to be going to none other than Barty with the defending champions of PMWC, Yangon Galacticos.
Are we good?
Right, you are, Seven. I've got the defending champions of PMWC joining me on the main stage here. I've got Yangon Galacticos. Smile, let's have a quick chat. You know, cast your mind back to PMWC last year. You guys managed to secure the championship. The way that you did that was by consistently putting up placement points. You didn't play too aggressive. You just played your game. Now we've had an entire year since then, and you're going to be joining the group stage tomorrow. Has the strategy changed? What's the plan coming into this year's PMWC?
Especially for the strategy, I don't want to use wine or rugby too much, but we will prepare for every possible situation, every scenario that, including the we experience in 2025, any new situation that might happen. Also, we don't rely on the same strategy because this is strategy. Yeah.
Okay. Keeping the cards close to your chest. I like to hear that. Now, let's talk a little bit about what you're wearing. This is very, very cool. Now, your Yangon Galacticos skin has just released in-game a few days ago. It's traditional Myanmar dress, if I'm not mistaken. Please tell us how it feels to have this kind of representation in-game.
I mean, I'm so proud to be here representing Myanmar and wearing Myanmar culture clothes on the international stage. And also, that is so meaningful for our fans and Myanmar people to be like a Myanmar traditional clothes on the international stage.
And if you could say anything to your fans who are watching and preparing themselves for you guys to step out onto the stage tomorrow and compete, what would you like to say to them?
I mean, cheer for us.
Cheer for them, that's what they say. Now, for those of you at home, if you want to get your hands on this incredible skin in-game, just go over to the PMWC event in-game, okay? Now, redeem with perk vouchers, and once you've done that, you'll be able to get your hands on the Yangon Galacticos Champion Outfit Ancient Charm Set. Yangon Galacticos, thank you so much for joining me in this interview. I'm going to shake all your hands, boys. Thank you so much. The gloves are really cool as well. And with that being said, let's head back over to the casters to continue day 2 of the group stage.
I don't know about ancient charm. That guy's got new school charm. What a sweet guy. And what a fun team Yangon Galacticos has been. Last year in EWC 2025, they were fantastic. It was good to watch them then. It's good to see them again here again. But we're heading in towards Erangel next. Map number 3.
Let's get it going here, man. Hey, I want to say one thing. I love, good old-fashioned esports jerseys. I want that, though. I want one of those, man. So if you got that in a triple XL, bring it on down. But you know
it looks comfy, dude.
It definitely does. It definitely does. These guys are looking fly, here. But you know what? Speaking of fly, I think it's time to get this started here into the second Erangel of the day. Only 3 more matches after this. But this is going to be a crucial one.
OG up to 80 points now. I think it's going to be difficult to knock them out of that top 5 unless there's some incredible shifts up in the rankings as thing goes on. But honestly, I think OG, they're riding high right now. They are feeling good. I don't think anyone's going to challenge them too much. They might drop out of first place, but I'd love to see them stay up there throughout the entirety of the survival stage. And I can see Hoxie currently has taken our top player spot in number 1 with 17. Actually, Aurora top is doing a huge amount of work for them with 16.
Let's get it going here. And we can take a look at the top players. Yeah, top with the most damage.
Wow.
4,357. Unbelievable performance right here from him. Fortunately, we don't see Aurora on top of the leaderboards here, but they're right there. They're still in 5th place. But OG already now have a nice point sponge, like you mentioned. The GOAT and 14, nice amount of points as well. Completely tied up in 2nd and 3rd. This is going to be a close one. It's really going to come down to the last match to see who's going to be in our top 5.
Absolutely. Now I'm looking down towards the bottom of the leaderboards. RRQ in 14th. Now RRQ qualified on a technicality. They've been working hard, putting in the time to try and get through towards that group stage, potentially through to the finals. It'd be a shame to see them go out here in survival stage, but right now they are not playing up to scratch. So they do a little bit more here. 28 points to the 32. The X-Force Rejects have been able to grab the back of that last game. But we do have Naruto skins in game at the moment. We've got the Ninetales Fury Org there as well, so you can draw for the Naruto character set 2 and become a sage yourself in game. As we all know, all of the viewers of PUBG Mobile are filled with wisdom because you're here with us, of course.
That's right. That's right. If you could have learned any Naruto jutsu, what would it be?
I told you. Wait, John asked me this question yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'm asking the same one.
You asked that. I have the same answer.
What is it?
Rasen Shuriken every time, dude.
Very nice.
I had like such weird deja vu for a second there.
There you go.
Damn, let me...
I'll tell you what, I'm going...
Give me a second.
Okay,
give
now
me
you know what?
2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
You know what? I'll tell you, it doesn't have a couple secs, and that is going to be Thunder Talk Gaming once again. Losing players super early on. Sitting is knocked. And Shiva with the vehicle swap's going to go ahead and get that confirmation. But he's actually going to have to watch out because Sing is already there, putting that punishment down. So Thunder Talk, X-Force Rejects, battling it out, back and forth. Reverb is going to get thirsted. Sitting did survive. And he looks like he is going to crawl to safety. Are you kidding me? So Thunder Talk shutting down that push from X-Force Rejects. One little mistake. That's all it takes.
Absolutely. X-Force Rejects leading 1 there. I was looking up jutsus in the meantime.
All right. Change your decision?
No, but hey, I actually have this tattooed on my back, but it's the Dead Demon Consuming Seal. That one's cool. That one is cool. Unfortunately, I wouldn't use it because I would knock myself in game using that.
Maybe lock down your lunch so no one takes it, right?
I know. I have to.
That's right. You know what?
I need a res, bro. I need
a res.
Need a reanimation jutsu right now. Come on, bro.
I'll go with the flying Raijin, dude.
Yeah, that is cool. That is big.
You can't. I think it's just too dang good. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you need me, I can have you marked. Pow! And I'm right there. But what can I say?
I mean, Minato is the GOAT. So,
yes.
you ain't wrong. But we are jumping down towards Sosnovka. And we do have to talk about this.
Yes.
We do got to talk about this because this is fun to watch, but it is also the first time we've actually seen it down towards Sosnovka. We get to watch these players duke it out on day 2. Down towards the south side of the map. Thunder Talk already making their cross right now. Enigma Galaxy are also looking to move across. And Fourth Drives, they're just not holding it. I think they were much more concerned with having a spot right now. They're on 69 points, which is great. It is good. But we want to see a bit more for themselves. They don't want to end up dropping out on a catastrophic turn of events coming through towards the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, top 5 is definitely the goal. More placements, the better, for sure. And with 69, they do have a little bit of a gap from 6th place. But with how these teams are playing, I mean, that we've seen gaps like that get shut down in just a game alone. Especially when you got Furia climbing up the leaderboards. They have 54. They're within easy range of Enigma Galaxy. Enigma Galaxy, as a matter of fact, they're one of these teams that really need this game right here because things are getting spicy for sure. Looking on over here, especially, this is a very difficult zone. We have a nice hard shift down the military.
My boys have got the double hovercraft.
Hovercraft.
That is actually a massive advantage on Sosnovka. You want to keep those up as long as possible. You can sort of hide them down towards the south side if you wanted.
Yeah, especially if you can go hunt down one of those welding guns. Man, that's going to be so good for them here towards the end. And it looks like out of 2 teams that are already in military base, 4 Thrives and Enigma Galaxy are mighty close to each other here. Meanwhile, KRX is going to be storming the beach here in a little while as well. So that's going to be interesting to see. A lot of teams want to take in that position there.
Yeah, KRX actually heading over towards the slope, moving upwards towards 4 Thrives' position. Ulf is yet to cross yet, just worried at the moment. There is a jump to be made for Ulf here into top 5. They want it on this game. Similarly for KRX, Furia, The Flash. You're right, Enigma Galaxy is right on that cusp at the moment.
Yeah.
Keep a white-knuckled grip to keep this one going.
Dude, these last 3 matches coming up are going to be so insane. You know what?
I'm excited.
Me too, and I am just so happy that...
Oh,
look at this. GOAT going down. Killer Joe is out. Moxie is hurt. So X-Force Rejects do cross the bridge. They head to Novo, and they end up getting the better of GOAT. Meanwhile, look at this. They're on a glider, getting themselves a position in this next circle.
Yeah, it's sad to see as well, because it's going to be Fuchsman as well as Force going forward. Kind of plays you want. There's also a crash glider here too, so it looks like GOAT was double gliding, KRX is double hovering. Trend around the map. But yeah, I think for X-Force Rejects, this was cool. I like this from them. I gotta disagree with 7 though.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that last match, it did feel a little bit lucky, honestly. You play Heaven, and they sort of immediately lost as soon as they moved away from Heaven.
Yeah.
Okay? There is... And that's okay. It's okay to get lucky sometimes. It really is. But it also feels bad when you instantly lose players running out into a singular sightline. I want to see more of it. So that right there is more promising to me than anything. And it's coming in at 8 minutes into the game. Capability to take down a squad moving in and have the wherewithal to set up in Novo.
And actually get some eliminations too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all I know is that if I get zone locked towards the end, I'm feeling lucky. That's for sure, right? But you got to still put in the work, even if that happens. This next circle does pop all the way down to military. So, yeah, now there's no question of where this zone is headed. And
thank God.
Yeah, thank goodness. So I think we're tired of these like crazy water in the middle of the island circles. You know what I'm saying? So no splits here. It's just going to be who is the best in order to get this win.
Right now, obviously the center of Airstrip is pretty strong. A good place to play. You could even head over towards C block too. Not a bad spot. Worth playing going forward. KRX with the double hovercraft have a ton of capability to move in, but it seems like they may have ditched them somewhere.
Oh boy. Look to see the action is starting to ring off us. Julia's getting mighty close here. Geek gonna go ahead and find a spot in military. They're gonna be holding the satellite position as well as Doxy. Oh, nice jump shot. Ragnarok though. Oh, it wasn't nice enough because Hoxie shoots him out of the air and shuts him down.
Aurora trying to make the cross here versus Ulf. Ulf got across a little bit earlier. They rung the bell on this one, and Aurora starts to move up. Reaper's already down. Joel trying to hit some mad shotgun shots. Don't know what he was thinking. And out top with his signature Mini 14, it's not enough as Kelsey from behind will find the shots towards him, leaving just Doc, the last player alive here for Aurora.
Man, tough cross and a bad time too. Match number 3 here for the second day. Aurora in 4th place. Going out like this is going to be tough. It's going to really be those last 3 matches for Aurora if they're going to make it into the top 5. So worst case scenario for Aurora, Enigma Galaxy, Flash, Yudia all pop off here. You can see Maniac looking for some cheeky angles. And look at him go. He's going to be able to try and jump all the way to the top, and he does. So Maniac busting out his parkour skills, showing people this is how it's done. This is how you get up on top. And Ulf is going to have to be mighty careful. His footsteps are pretty loud, though. Let's see if they can hear him up there.
Doc's like, what the hell, man? You're making a lot of noise.
Oh, Man, the coach didn't look too happy. We saw that little coach's corner. Let's see if Doc can make him smile. As Rolex is like, hey, nobody's here, right?
There's no way.
Nobody's here, right?
Are we trigger discipline on this one? That's
goodbye.
crazy.
Oh, gets the thirst, though. And he did get shot in the back, right? Am I tripping?
No, you're not. That is ballsy to stay that. They just fully lost.
And the coach corner, no reaction.
No reaction.
No reaction.
Nil point.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh.
He did get shot in the back.
He did, right? Yeah, I was like,
And my boy just stood on the stairs.
Just saying, you know what? If I'm going down, this is how I'm doing it.
I'm convinced I'm part of gaming stars.
I'm safe. Oh man, Yusuf getting caught out. Maniac jumped down? I thought he was on top of the hole. If he was on top of here. Interesting. Scarface though. Yeah, I thought he was on top of the little tippy top of the bridge. But now it looks like we're going to see Ulf just hard commit.
Alula's coming in here as well.
So Ulf got a lot of points to grab. I think they're going to hold on to the spot for a lot longer.
I mean, why not? I mean, Ulf right now, feels like people are feeding them points. Ulf's like, they're not even trying to make this difficult for us. They're just...
We'll take it.
It's just meals, free meal tickets arriving on the bridge. Yeah, I'll eat that up every time. Circle does move far down towards the southeast, though. X-Force Rejects did try and pick up the buildings down towards the southwest side of C Block. But KRX is nice and set up. However, a lot of these teams are going to have to make their way out of Airstrip, and quite a few times that can be a difficult task. Getting out across that road, you're massively silhouetted in that situation. It's a question of if anyone else has those sight lines. And this is a big move from RRQ. They are flying through teams on the southern edge.
I like this play, actually. I think if you're RRQ, you're right now at 28 points. Top 5 is going to be really tough. Like, you need to pop
We got to
off.
make a play.
Yeah. We got to make a crazy play. And in order to make at least to the survival stage, this could be it, right? Like, hey, let's take the risk now. Especially with Miramar coming up. Let's full send it to the center, and they do make it there safely. So it looks like that bet did end up paying. Oh, as soon as I say that, AJ gets a knock and thirst onto one of the players from RRQ. So maybe a little bit too greedy on that rotation.
Yeah, well, I would say you should assume the players are going to be playing down towards these very much coastal edges. I think it's a very typical area to work with as well.
For sure. And they had so much space here, you know. I just think
there wasn't a reason for it, right? That's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
So Fun Talk will get themselves at least one off the back of that. A lot of teams are unwilling to move now that they're inside the circle. And it also seems that there's a lot of teams unwilling to move on the outer edges too.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those mistakes you point out, right? Because it's just a pure mistake. Like, there's certain ones that you could be like, all right, it was a coin toss. They could have gone left, they could have gone right, and they just made a bad bet. But that was one where you just kind of lost a player pretty unnecessarily on the side of RRQ. And it's those little tiny ones that they just like are a domino effect to your demise. So it could have been like, oh, we could have won the game with 15 points, but now we're stuck in a third place with 2. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens, though, as we look at this. Ooh, nice shot of that map. Let's see where the circle goes, though. Are we going to have a crazy shift? Does it center up? That's going to make things interesting. Oh,
man, that's sad for RQ, though.
That is tough.
You make a big play for the south side, and assuming it's going to move out away from Airstrip, it runs it straight back. And KRX, honestly, for them, they're pretty happy with their spot.
Yeah.
They're even happier now. And if they still got the double hovercraft, they will be very well set up going into this late game. Not that they need to move much, but they can create some really good impromptu cover. All gamers will fly straight across this bridge. Gaming Stars realizing now they need to move instantaneously. RRQ flip to a new area. Foosman's on the other side.
They made the push quick.
A bunker each.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Your RRQ, the zone swapped on over. Take those bunkers, secure those spots. KRX, I believe they were holding those satellite positions with those hovercrafts, so that's a really good position, especially if the zone decides to go ahead and hard shift down south. So teams now taking some of their final spots. A lot of teams, though, still need to get into this zone. Our top of the leaderboard squad, OG, they are still way over there in blue, just barely crossing the bridge, super late. Al-Ula is in the same position on the other side as well.
It's a hard, I mean, we kind of was focused over towards the two bridges there, and they were really unwilling to move. So was All Gamers, a little bit scared of it. And I know that OG likes to really analyze how they want to go forward. So if they still think a team's there, like they did yesterday on Miramar Gaming Stars, they'll try and figure out a different situation. Now they're trying to wrap on the northern edge, which I do think this is kind of interesting. They could come down from the hillside and sling into the south side of C block if they wanted to. But it's certainly an interesting one. And I think if you can see All Gamers flying in towards that eastern side, maybe this is the play, and it looks like to be what they're going for.
Yeah, they're sending it right now. Igor is trying to survive this one. Serpentini, looks like one of his tires did get popped out. He's in trouble. Quick, getting a knock on to Aaron. AGAL, yeah, just trying to send it to safety, but Ayala pops him out the vehicle.
It's not going to be. Fury has been marshalling this northeast road for a long, long time. Pulling out the badge.
Oh, pulling out the buggy.
Yeah.
That one real quick.
Badge has been put away, apparently.
Yes, it has.
By the Flash here. We are playing on the eastern side as well, so they'll double back the hillside. Again, I kind of like what OG went for. You know, just barrel down that hilltop. You out of the sightlines for quite a while until you in front of C block. It's not the craziest position, but you get a position at this stage.
Yeah.
It is kind of lit.
Yeah, dude, the fact that you even here with all four players up, it definitely is going to work out. Their med situation has to be super low.
Yes.
They blew.
Good point.
They blew through them just getting into here. But you know what? The fact that they are here and have such a point sponge on top is a good thing going for them for sure. You know what? I want to say one thing.
Go on.
These next three matches I was talking about, they're going to be so wild, right? And I'm just very, very happy that John got his rest before them.
Oh, he needs that nap, dude. You'll need that nap because you better be bringing the thunder going into those next few games. And the talk.
Dude, I just keep seeing these coach cameras.
Yeah, the problem is the coach corner cameras is that they're shown for about 2 seconds. We realize they're very sad, and then we take them away.
Dude, they're just sad or serious, dude. They're just like...
I think the production should keep the coach corner cameras up for a good 15.
Yeah.
We got to lock in with them.
Good 15 seconds. Oh, I would love to see the coach's POV too, like in the middle of a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. As Silence putting some shots downrange, holding this position. This is a tough circle here, especially if it does go down south. That airfield there's not a lot of coverage in that area.
No, you're pretty much playing against the fence right now. Playing off the back of vehicles you still have that aren't completely wrecked. Dragging the bumper down the side of the road with them. Enigma Galaxy, this is not a horrible spot to play, and they just have to be absolutely proactive. They're down towards the south side of the fence, but we're here with Furia looking to crest into the building alongside with KRX. Can QXZ hit a nutty grenade? Pops it back in the pocket though. And it makes sense. My goodness me, they were fast to this location, but wow, the utility, the vests, the ammo, that don't look great. We got micro Uzis on board as well.
Yeah, and the good thing about where Furia is like it's pretty much almost impossible to hit a nade on them, right? That chain link fence makes it so difficult, and you can just see them just holding those utils, throwing it out, going back to that little coverage. So, but Team Flash, full sending it here onto Geekay, a hard commit. It's up to them to win this fight. Oh, great teamwork there with a 2v1. They are fully taking advantage of Geekay, catching them off guard. I don't think they really expected them to push. And if you're Geekay, it's kind of your fault there. You had to make sure that you got at least some shots onto them coming on in. But they were able to fully push this easily. And now, with that bounce nade, Team Flash is pushing up little by little.
It's a naughty pincer they came in with. Zeus around the corner, still on fire. Oh my goodness me. They toast him up a little bit, but he crunches back down on them with a couple of shots through from the DBS. Lovely to see here from the Flash, but yet there's only one stairway to get up on that building. You pincer on both sides. It's hard to deal with if you don't have a player on the bottom floor, and that team was already hurting. So it's a good identification from Flash, a good identification of how that building is best aggressed upon. So yeah, well done. Very, very well done. And now they have the ability to hold up both KRX and Fury in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, we had to see Geekay up on that top floor, and You could see exactly that's what Flash is doing. They have 2 up on top, just keeping an eye out so nobody pushes up on them for free. And that little mistake allowed Team Flash to just push up and get it done. Silence throwing a smoke right onto himself here. We know that was on purpose.
Damn, well, that is a nice nade. I think he's trying to get the M79 over towards the player was knocked, but it's kind of just given away where he's playing. He's got the pumpy and a nade. This has to be a special one, but the door's closed on him. Oh dear.
Oh, and that nade's gonna knock him out. It's just up to Chief. Next zone does go on over to the wide open field. Chief barely getting outside of that Molotov range. KRX, they want this elimination. They're just scared.
That's on target.
Yeah, that. Goodbye, Chief. Dinner has been served, and that is Furia out of there, roasted to a crisp.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate for Chief. Was not the chef in that scenario, that's for sure. But now we have Enigma Galaxy down towards that southwest side. Their basic big task here is pretty much to hold everyone out coming through airstrip. There's a lot of little bits of interesting terrain. The airplanes themselves as well in the way. But this open area, so easy to dodge away from a lot of the nades. See how Ulf is able to play this one out. Get a quick replay on this one.
Boom!
Nice nade from XZ over towards Sitting and Thunder Talk.
Thunder Talk just can't catch a break here, man. Oh, they need to do something crazy if they want to just even get to the survival stage at this point. Top 5 is just way too far away with only 3 matches left. They'd have to literally win all 3. But let's get into this game here. This is what's important. RQ shutting down X-Force Reject, saying, nope, that is going to be it for you guys. But look at our leaderboards here. We got so many people in the top 9 still alive. These leaderboards are going to get crazy. Ooh, up on top, Scarface with so much lay of the land here. Throwing the nades, not trying to give away his position. And gets the lock onto Lord. He's got another, though.
I mean, they must have passed all the nades across to Scarface. He's up on high. He's dropping bombs. At the moment, Enigma Galaxy struggling to hold up. Fourth Rives decide they'd move over in the midst of all the chaos. Satan very low. But my goodness me, 40 bullets left basically. Eren will finish off Satan. Kelsey takes a big hit here. But for Ulf, this is a large game. 8 eliminations coming through. An almost impossible push for them that they're making happen here.
Oh, they needed this one. They needed this one so bad. 24 gets the knock on a Scarface, and that is that critical angle taken away. So now they no longer have the high ground. T24 is starting to push those nades through and gets the lock. He's down to half an HP, though. Gets knocked in return. Balak, though, is here, and he came to play. 1v1 situation. Balak up close and personal with the shotgun. He's got the range. He switches to the M4 and shuts him down. Balak with 1 HP, making it happen for his team.
3 legendary players on the same location. It's Balak, Eren, and Coops. And Coops comes out on top. Goodness me. They needed him to dunk it into the hoop here, and he's certainly done that. Looking to move away, but now has to deal with RQ, who rocks up to the location. They're on set, they're on deck, and they're looking to get themselves out of the danger zone.
Woo! RQ just sweeping up the dust after that one. That was wild. So many superstars just going at it. And look at our top 3. Still in the game with only single players alive. Next zone goes on over to the left. This thing is ping-ponging all over the place.
The Flash, though, they've got an unreal spot on this one. They just have to deal with KRX in the near future, and KRX, they are low on supplies. Team Flash has got a lovely little watchtower to make sure they aren't rocking up to them too quickly, and then you're right, it is very much open space after then. Likely the circle pulls away from both WizGod and the Flash. No one wants to move out to this open zone. This is a very difficult circle for everyone. I am more surprised that Foopsman has been left unimpeded inside the bunker over towards the eastern side for so long. And it certainly kept him safe. All right.
Oh, dude, he be fooping right there. Foopsman just holding it down. He ain't moving at all, I'll tell you that. The second he walks out, he's done. Honestly, just go out to blue zone. He's got a smoke in his hand. He may try, but
I mean, they're not at the point. I mean, that run
Just
out.
don't try. Honestly,
run out
like
is
this,
hellish. I mean,
it's over. If he makes it even into that white line of this circle, then I'm talking about GOAT are going to win this whole tournament.
yeah,
I'm telling you.
it's a hard push. I mean, there is this tiny ridge line you can play, but by the time you show your face, that happens.
Yeah, the second he even looked out. The second he even looked. Oh,
Check this setup out. Oh, KRX. I wish you come to the door right now. Nade goes through, looks to be fairly decent, but Hoxie doesn't jump out the window. But the Flash, they've got a nasty surprise waiting for them at the door.
Look at that. And then the nade busts all of those gas cans. They wanted to make sure they had the perfect setup if they did push in. But now we're going to see KRX get beat up by 4Thrives, trying to make something happen. Team Flash, though, punishing them and wiping them out. KRX not able to make the push.
I think Hazaifa stole a lot of those heliums, though, unfortunately. RQ still going. Hazaifa gets himself up in towards. Strong position in the game here. RQ, Gemforce will find Wizgod. Hazaifa at least secures himself a third place here. But RQ absolutely will pull themselves out of the bottom spots this game. It's a certainty at this point. But we are centering up over towards horrendously open ground.
Zypha, man, last player up for 4Thrives, does get this just one piece of coverage in this circle. What can he do with it? Especially if he's very fortunate to catch RRQ and Flash fight each other. Who knows what could happen? But Flash are going to have to push on out of that position. You can see him holding that kind of satellite tower position. So get a little bit of coverage here, but there's just nothing. It is all wide open field. Everybody just hugging the edge for the little bit of coverage they have.
You can see this is one of the most disgusting areas of the map.
Gross, dude. This is straight gross. There's
it
nothing.
really is. Yeah, I think gross is a good way to put it. RQ is moving forward, though. They get themselves over towards the ballistics. Flash playing up on top. It's a good shot from the par. Expect nothing less. Hazaifa, the pile driver, off in the distance, looking to smash these two teams apart as a solo. Quick tap fire.
He's going to have to tap fire. He's only got like 70 rounds left, and to make it even less, trying to get another elimination, though Genfoss actually gets that knock on the bows. He's going for the thirst. He wants all the points here, but it's not going to be enough. That's 4Thrives out of there. Here we go. It's Team Flash versus RRQ.
A nice interview with Flash earlier on. They were looking to find some more success today. There was some decent games yesterday. But can they secure the chicken dinner here at our halfway mark of day 2? Try and get themselves towards a position to get a direct qualification through to the finals in the top 5. Zeus playing off the back of the loot crate. Has the ghillie suit. Might actually be insanely important here. But they know they've spotted him. RRQ, a lot on the line for them right now. Win, the final player left alive.
It's all up to RRQ here. They needed this win so desperately, especially with only 3 matches after this. They're trying to make that last second run into the top 5. And a chicken dinner here could be the beginning of that. But well, Team Flash, they're pushing themselves big up the leaderboards. Here we go, it's just win. He's got the last rock, but it ain't gonna be big enough. It's RRQ getting the chicken dinner right when they needed it.
Playing off the missile, they certainly will rocket up the leaderboard with that one. It's an important moment for this team at this stage of the day, but the fight is not done yet. They do not want to drop back down towards that bottom 3. There is still a chance of it happening, but right now they could breathe a little easier.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, they definitely are. They didn't breathe well enough to where we saw no pop-off right from that win. It's just like,
I know.
It was just, woo! All right, good. You know, we're alive. Okay, let's see what we can do, though, before we really get happy.
But Flash, honestly, they played well. I think the aggression onto that compound versus GK, it was gorgeous. That was gorgeous. Really well set up, honestly. And I think there's been multiple times we've seen Flash where they've demonstrated just great map knowledge. but more than that, great tactical knowledge of how to play those moments.
Dude, not to mention we saw those beautiful setups with those gas cans, right? It just goes to show.
They're cheeky guys.
They're doing everything they can, right, to make sure that they win those games, and that's how you get it done.
That's the Flash field. They'll do whatever it takes, and if it means playing off the back of a loot crate in Miramar to qualify for one of the biggest tournaments, they'll do it, all right? And I think that's what I like about Flash. They really take any opportunity, any moment to make it happen.
And honestly, it just goes to show, like Geekay, right? I don't know how you let them push up on you without getting one shot down range. But Team Flash, that's that, and the fact that they're able to take that risk, right? They see that spot open, they're like, you know what? Full hard commit. If we can take it on the way in, it is what it is. But if we do get it, we get the win, right? Possibly.
Yeah.
And honestly, with that many eliminations, that's a W for sure.
It is a W. And that's what all the teams have their sights on this tournament. The gorgeous PMWC at EWC trophy right there in front of our eyes. But a small break for us all, really, coming forward.
Yeah.
And I think that as we get to map 3, you got to take a breather here, reassess what we're doing going into the next 3 matches, because they really do count. And again, a lot of teams, they don't technically want to head through over towards that group stage.
No.
They would much rather just go straight to the finals. It's so much easier. It's so much more prize pool there as well. But again, it requires you to make those moves, make those moments happen. But yeah, I do want to see more on Enigma Galaxy. I think that they're a team that absolutely can secure a spot in top 5.
For sure.
There's been moments where we look across them and like, oh guys, you kind of look a little bit sad after that game, but they're playing well, man. They are playing well. And hope they can continue to do that, because we'll be back very shortly, and we'll see you soon with JJ, John and Alan.
Third place. Close enough to see the trophy, but never close enough to lift it. For Aurora Gaming, the road to the Esports World Cup is about more than qualification. It is about finishing the story this roster started last year. At 2025 PMWC, they established themselves as one of the most mechanically gifted teams in PUBG Mobile. Their aggression was fearless, and one knock could quickly become a complete squad wipe. Doc, Top, Zeol, and Refus could all take over a fight, but at times, they looked more like a group of incredible individuals than one fully connected team. Doc was named MVP, but they still finished third.
За бидрийг одоо төрүүлэхэд зогсоосон зүйл нь гэвэл миний хувьд бол яг тэр үеийн яг сэтгэл зүй жоохон тийм байсан болоод тэгээд ер нь зоонч тэр rotationч тэр ер нь тийм болоог баха.
Then came PMGC, Another huge international performance, another MVP level showing, and another third place finish. Two of the biggest tournaments in the world, 2 podiums, but still no trophy.
За өнгөрсөн жилийн өдгөн бол бас 2 том тэмцээндээ 3-р байранд орсон. Тэгээд энэ жил одоо тэгээд чадхаараа чэндээ.
Now, they return under Aurora Gaming with a new organization, the same firepower, and another opportunity to finally win. The question has never been whether they have enough talent. Their MVP titles have already proved that. The real question is whether multiple stars can now play as one complete championship team. Their qualification run showed promising signs. Aurora still played aggressively, but their rotations looked more controlled. Their pushes had more support, and the team appeared more connected. That growing coordination was on full display in the final match.
Oh, the nade of Reefus, the 1v4 from a range.
They wiped out the last team and won the EECA finals by the smash rule with 145 points and finished first in the regional qualification ranking.
That will be the tournament going their way. They've done it. Aurora are your champions.
За өнгөрсөн жилээс энэ жил нь ондоо зүйл гэвэл одоо манай багийн хувьд ер нь сэтгэл зүйн уур амьсгал багийн тоглолт ер нь нэлээд өөрчлөгдсөн. Одоо яагаад гэвэл өмнө жил одоо 2 том тэмцээнд 3 дугаар байранд орсон болохоор одоо жишээ нь авраг авахаас одоо нөө хой суугдсан алдаануудаа ер нь тэгээд бүгд засч орж ирсэн. Тэгээс авраг авахын төлөө ер нь чадхаараа хичээнэ.
The MVP awards are already there. The international podiums are already there. Only one thing is missing, the championship. Aurora Gaming arrive at PMWC 2026 as the uncrowned kings of PUBG Mobile, ready to break the third place curse and finally become global champions.
Jangan diadu, Sep. Jangan sampai kerap, Sep. Dia bisa mati zona ya. Gue main dalam smoke ya. Gue ambil kanannya, gue ambil smoke-nya, gue ambil smoke-nya. Ambil get. Udah di batu kanan, batu kanan deh. Oke, dari batu. Tanda, Sep. Nice. Gitu deh kayak dari tadi. Kanan tuh, Sep. Jangan.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PMWC at EWC 26, day 2 of Group A, as we're just 3 games away from crushing Keys. But talking about Keys that don't want to be crushed, RRQ, the team that needed those points, the team that needed to be able to get out of the top 3, I think with that win, they should be able to.
I mean, agreed. I mean, these teams, you can see the desperation that are flowing through all our teams at this present time because they know that this is their last and final chance. They don't get another opportunity after this. They don't get to have a second chance. They're already on day number 2. Now, this performance from RRQ, obviously they were incredibly quiet in our first 2 matches, so having this sort of comeback for them is not, I'm going to say, a miracle. It was obviously well determined and planned. They were able to sort of cause that chaos and that contention right here in the ends of the stages and basically position themselves in such a fantastic way whilst our juggernaut teams sort of fell from there.
Yeah, it's still really good to see RRQ get a bit of presence here with that massive chicken dinner here on the outskirts of military base. But we saw during these replays, Coops, oh my goodness, Coops, that clutch. There was Ulf, there was Nigma Galaxy there trying to just survive against their grenades, and also 4 Thrives coming in late. But what a clutch from this guy. But eventually you can see the circle very open-ended. Flash just throwing everything against the wall, hoping it sticks, but nothing really stuck for them. And eventually the angles they had was enough to finally secure the very first Indonesian win here.
Yeah, and for Flash, I mean, for them to even get second place, this is good as well for them, being able to get those eliminations. But for some of the other squads, it's starting to be a bit of a, you need to start doing a lot better. We've seen Exports Rejects do better. We've seen it now, none other than the team that just ended up winning, RRQ, do better too to get themselves out of that bottom 3. As we're looking at a head-to-head here from Flash and 4 Thrives. In 4 Thrives, my gosh, Falak can definitely do his thing. He's still showing that they want to go for that first place because they should be able to go for that first. Is that Glitter? Glitter! Whoa, wait, come back. I actually want to see if we can get a clip. Is there any club championship update?
Oh, no. But I'm literally going to get one right now, so stay tuned.
Thank you. Glitter Explosion, our championship update person. Just the girl. She knows everything about CC. But going back to some of the other with 4 Thrives, right? They're still battling with OG for that first place. If you end up being in first place, you will be able to crush those keys.
Yeah, they've been having a bit of a tougher time in the last few games today because the finish is always just a solo of 4 Thrives. We're not seeing like the dominant force 4-3 players alive just steamrolling every team in these matches. No, it was Huzaifa earlier on in that Heaven finish. It was IQ. I want to see the just dominance of 4 Thrives back in these games because right now it's been a bit silent, but day 1-7 was just so good for them. It should still be enough for them to remain in that top 5.
One team that we haven't seen being able to be dominant or even currently in the top 5, if I'm not mistaken, when we get a chance to end up looking at the overall, is Ulf. Ulf is a team that a lot of us were expecting to go straight from groups to finals because of the performance that they have had this year.
Yeah, it was about a 3.3 average point for yesterday, just eliminations alone. And for a squad of this caliber, I mean, their first few games to only achieve sort of like 10 points, which is not bad compared to some of the other squads, but it's unusual coming out of this match. And they were able to have that control over the western side. They had that little bit of defense. They were able to sort of get the car and place it on the hill against 4 Thrives. But they were so incredibly grouped in that contention. It just took one of these opening nades from 4 Thrives to be able to eliminate that, and then they just didn't have the ability to maintain that spot. And their squad should be able to do that. I mean, at the end of the day, it was about 8 eliminations coming out of that match, something that they needed, but this is something that they should be doing every match.
They definitely should be doing that every match. Now we're looking at the bottom 3 max. We got Alula, Gaming Stars, Thunder Talk Gaming. Thunder Talk has been pretty much non-existent, so I'm sorry, Thunder Talk fans. I'm just gonna skip it. Gaming Stars as well. Alula at one point showed us that they could maybe even try to push for the top 5. That's not the case right now, as they're currently sitting at the bottom 3.
I gotta say, unfortunately for the side of Alula Club, it's just 2 players doing most of the work for their side, so I need to see presence from the other 2 players. Hopefully it'll be enough, because right now, 7, it's a 2-point difference between those teams in the bottom 3 and the teams just above them. So Alula, it's not game over, but they need to get these points on board right now. Their non-games literally are 0 pointers. You can't afford to do that at PMWC.
Yeah, you cannot afford to do that kind of stuff at PMWC, especially with 3 matches left. You can either make it to the grand finals, you can make it to survival, or you can end up going home, going into this final 3 minutes. Oh, what is this?
Oh, God, thank you. What's this?
What's this?
What is? Thank you, James.
I will not throw my
even
car
give us a
to
thumbs
this
up.
time.
I threw my card.
I've learned my lesson.
Oh,
sir.
wait. This is a PUBG Mobile blind box. There's something inside. Let's open it.
There's a Giga Ray one.
Oh my gosh.
The mysterious, the joyful.
Wait, y'all ready for this?
Is that the clan or car?
Lace, wait, you ready for this?
I want the pink one.
Max is already going.
Oh my God, you guys are already ripping it.
Sorry, we're littering right now. Don't worry, we'll pick it up after this.
Oh, there's more packaging.
Oh, I thought I got the special one.
Oh, there's a card in there too.
Oh, did I just get the one I wanted? Oh, no.
Hey, I got the pink one.
That's the one. Is that what we get? Let's open it.
I got the.
Gonna have to put this down.
I think I got the pink one. Sorry, spoiler alert.
What did I get?
We're clearly not good at opening blind boxes.
If you like ASMR, here you go.
El Clasico.
Yeah.
Wait.
Boy. Wait, did we get twinsies?
Wedding. Please let me open this. Yes.
Aww.
Yes. I like this. You know what? I'm this the rest of the day, because we're now heading to the final 3 matches of PMWC at EWC 26 Group A. Who's going to be making it? This is awesome.
I'm loving it. Some excellent blind box openings coming there through from our analyst desk. And they're having a good time. Our teams probably less so, because it is getting sweaty.
Yeah, that's the thing about blind boxes, John. You never really know what you're going to get outside of the predefined list of items. But obviously in PUBG Mobile, kind of similar. You always know what you're aiming for, but you never know if you'll get it. Some teams definitely getting more than others.
Yeah, right now, hot contest on the bottom bubble, and it's going to be a real fight for them to try and join some of the teams maybe in the survival stage, not to mention the top 5 going straight to those grand finals. We're going to be heading over into Erangel for the last time of Group A as the plane path sends on over. Looks like we're coming from North George, cutting down towards Novo way, towards that military base. We saw that military circle finish in the last match. It did get a little bit messy around the runway. Let's see if we can tidy things up here.
Yeah, see how we're looking and what sort of sauce we're going to be cooking with into our last 3 games of today. And obviously for some teams, John, that's the brutal reality of the situation. It's not just the last few games they're playing today, it could be the last few games they played this entire tournament. And obviously for what we've been building up for throughout the season, throughout this year, back-to-back grinding for some opportunities to really arrive in Paris, France here at EWC 26. John, if it's taken away from you in the space of 12 games, it's going to be such a gut-wrenching feeling.
Well, that's going to happen. It is going to happen necessarily to at least 12 players.
Yeah.
Because 3 of these teams are going to be going home, as the desk was talking about before. It's, Alula on that bubble right now, 33 points to 35. They need to jump up a little bit further. It's a little bit further to go for the teams beneath them as well, but it is still all to play for as we enter the back half of the day. Over military base, looks like we've got 3 teams dropping out. GOAT will be heading on through, trying to make their way over to Novo. A very heavy west plane path.
Yeah, it is a bit. Ooh, shift on that as well. God, we've had some kind of rough circles so far. John, I don't know if you'd agree, mate. Past day, especially today again, it's been a bit aggro. This is one that I imagine for GOAT team, you're probably going to look up and go, you know what, it's not that bad. We love a late rotate, guys. This is the dream.
Yeah, grab some of those hovercrafts, pull a KRX, send in for 2, and get in late into the game, or at least try to. Looks like Flash are on the hunt. They've spotted 2 players in a buggy. Out of the window he goes. Wint for the spray down. Doesn't quite connect on the first one. Reload, leaning out the windows, 3 players in the car, trying to chase them. But it looks like X-Force rejects are wily to it.
Yeah, Win looking for the lineup. Full gangster level plays as he leans out the back seat with the boys tracking nicely. That's going to be the bonnet over the top of Reverb to get their first Elim hard hammered in. So not ideal for reject, John. You've dropped into a field and you've been mowed over by a vehicle.
Far from it. Yeah, absolutely. Do want to be keeping all your players alive right until the very end, Jackie. That is a top tip for PUBG Mobile. But they are going to be playing on and right on the bubble as well in that 13th place position. It is rough stuff. Especially given that they're one of the few teams who's already dropped up towards this north side, right? With 4 players, they have such a better opportunity with Severny to grab everything that they want. And if you guys want to grab everything that you want, make sure that you're joining the Uzumaki Naruto event to make sure you can get the chance to draw those beautiful skins that have been added to the game over the course of it. And see if you can take the top spots here. Well, you have to wait for that probably. Next qualifiers.
Yeah, maybe another year, maybe another time. But obviously for the squads that are battling it out right now, I do like the point that you established, the idea that for a team that was thankfully gifted a position that was far closer towards zone, you've got a quicker rotate to actually get yourself set up, find some safe ground, get yourself truly looted rather than just with scraps when things kick off and you're forced to run into a team on rotate. Well, that would be a lot easier if you had all 4 players. Even one at a pivotal point like this makes it far harder to actively fight. And reject, I mean, not, being rude, John. They need the extra level right now. You need the full squad. 3 players, this is going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah, they're only 2 points ahead. They definitely need to have everything playing to their tune if they can get it. Team Flash very happy to be able to add another point to their tally, try and solidify themselves in towards the top 5. Because of how the plane path was sat, it did exacerbate those vehicle drops, which is why you see that sort of conflict. And then trying to break out to the east, you kind of are going to expect it on a situation like that where you start all the way out on that northwest side. So, yeah, brilliant stuff for Team Flash to be able to hunt that one down. I just hope they didn't waste too much time. It was pretty quick, though, so I don't imagine that they have. They also have all of Yasnaya to be looting through. We are seeing the classic Nick Galaxy send 2 out and see how far you can go. I'm expecting to see them in Kameshki in about a minute.
Yeah, this has been, relatively working for them. It's been something they've adopted far more with a 2-2 split, being a bit more proactive. We've seen that over the course of the flow of games today as well. Opportunity that they might run into some bystanders and possibly get a read on it. Avoid early interaction if possible with this setup. It's TTG just nearby. Ulf and then Flash in the middle as well. Another squad that's there though, John. OG. Been looking a lot more exciting as the event's gone on. A lot of fanfare behind them.
Yeah, absolutely. They have really picked things up today, obviously taking that top spot right now, just about pipping 4th Rives to the post for the time being, but there is still time to change that. Of course, again, very closely for position. But for both of these two teams, it's about that top 5. It's brilliant that you have that sort of step up for Orangutan, for Four Thrives. They have really been putting that pressure on towards the top of the tables, and it's been great to see they've been able to ascend to such heights. But yeah, for Orangutan, they're looking much more coordinated today. They're looking like they really have it figured out in a lot of situations, I think it's safe to say. Quick refuel there for Four Thrives as I forget some target practice in. Getting ready for it. And I'm assuming, yeah, I'm just going to top that one up right to the tippy top, and off he goes. Falak on the road again. Falak was kind of crazy with it at the end of that last match, right? Sending forwards over towards, I think it was Enigma Galaxy to try and sweep through. Obviously, no, sorry, it was Coops who took him down from Enigma Galaxy. Yeah. But yeah, it was really quite nutty what they were able to pull off there. Unfortunate that Coops did roll them down, but you can see why people talk about Falak the way they do from the play in the end there. I would say a little bit too much risk for my liking, but that's why I'm not in his shoes.
That's fair enough, man. I think, at certain times you've got to dial it on, right? And if you can wreck yourself in those moments, we've seen when he does need to sort of realistically understand it's time to play a bit slower, be a bit more defensive, he can hit that switch. But he's so damn slick with it in firefights that, honestly, I'm pretty excited seeing him giving it. He started off day one with an absolute fanfare of performance, and that's not gone anywhere. Chance they might run into some uncomfortable water, though. You got this wrap over the bridge from Aurora, KRX just up ahead, and 2 of the 4-man split from Nigma, not too far away either.
Yeah, still in Pachinki though, and if I know anything about them, they're going to stay there until Zone 2, and then see where they can go. Okay, no, they are on the road now, so they have finally looked to leave Pachinki. As we hop over on board with Geekay, they are currently moving out towards the east side of Roshok, trying to find a way to maybe have a chance to cross the river later on. It looks like Orangutan are further ahead in that pursuit, though, and that's going to make things difficult. Will cause a bit of a roadblock there, and instead they post up in some of the buildings. At the moment, with the river as it sits, you're more going to look to prioritize the eastern side of this circle right now because it's so much more mobile. Teams out there are going to have the opportunity to send all the way north nice and quickly, or drop down south if it comes to it. But the teams around the river, they're going to be blocking each other. It's going to be a lot harder to move. It's very, very difficult to try and make that rotation. But sometimes that's just where you have to find yourself. That's just where you are going to end up going. But yeah, I'm looking at the teams on the east and thinking they're going to have a better time of it in towards stage 2 and 3.
Yeah, it's fair enough, man. As much as the ideal situation doesn't always present itself, sometimes you've got to just roll with the punches. We did see a little bit of a read there from Geekay as well. It's Ragnarok that's looked like he's actually kind of the spear of this team in situations where they want to instigate. He's always keen for a fight. Took some warning shots over towards OG. Won't really invest much into it, but info goes both ways. They don't need to all-out brawl right now. They'll avoid that encounter. This is going to get spicy soon, though, John. A lot of space that's going to be taken away. Tons of squads getting neck and neck towards each other, and that's the crunch that comes in.
Yeah, keeps Yasnaya on the north side of this circle. Again, those teams out to the east side going to have better access to this one, but I'm looking at RRQ and wondering what their moves are here. It's a difficult spot for them. Do they try and force their way across the bridge? There's potential for them to get a good start, but as time ticks away, it's going to get less and less likely that they can make it unscathed. However, they have managed to send forwards a scout. And actually, the compound to the south of that bridge looks fairly uncontested. They might just saddle themselves with a really quite brilliant compound on the west side of those Yaz fields. Very, very central. And potential to backswing if they do need to end up going to the north side in a crazy circle shift.
Ooh, 10 points for that one as well. Lovely work there, John. He's probably damaged the vehicle a little bit in terms of resale value, but hey-ho, for what it was a nice rotate right up the ramp.
You know what? A chicken dinner's worth any resale value drop, so we'll see if they can leverage that position over on the east side. Very stylish, though, and you're right, yeah. Style points definitely super important here.
It's pretty on brand for Four Thrives as well, isn't it? Style, from what we've seen. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a bit more of that. Right now they're looking over just towards the ridgeline. Got a bit of a read on TTG, but once again, you don't want to throw the first domino and have it blow up in your face. But Flash,
don't know what sort of dominoes you're playing.
They're really big ones, but they're full of those, you know, the things you used to buy from the penny shop, you throw them down, they blow up. It's like that. Yeah. Bangers, John. Bangers.
Absolute bangers. Let's see if we've got a banger fight on our hands here between Team Flash and Gaming Stars. Win pulling the pin. It looks like the opener has gone well, but Bozy has already fallen as well. So it is not looking super healthy. You've got KRX also poking their noses in from the south side of this fight, Jackie, which is going to potentially force it into an uncomfortable scenario. Well, more uncomfortable than it already is, to try and find themselves locked horns now. Gaming Stars trying to rebuff Team Flash. Yeah, KRX going to continue to just slyly creep around the wings of this.
On the periphery, keeping their eyes open. Swash going in. Ooh, trying to swing the broadsword there on contact. Top's good for one quick flash back. Rolex with the heavy artillery doing damage as well. So trading blows right now, but this is looking like a pretty good recovery for Flash, John.
Yeah, it looks that way indeed as Gaming Stars go down and Flash hold their nerve in the fight. Some really cheeky angles being held there. The two ghillie suits on the inside of the building, not going to matter too much, but it does probably feel a little bit more insulting when you see a little bush Wookiee coming around the corner, taking those shots at you. In the meantime, we saw a player earlier drop from X-Force Rejects. It looks like they may not find too much more luck out in the open as they rotate towards the Wizard Tower here. This is very, very central in those Yaz fields. It is completely isolated, and SafG has nades for days. He's got one more, and he puts them to bed.
Man, that's clean. Straight on target, lines it up, knocks them down. 10 points for that one, as he'll be walking away with his head held high if this was basketball. Right now it's PUBG Mobile, though, and they're living their movie. Two elims chimed in. They did lose easy for Bad Boy, so it's a three-man squad from this point forward.
See what they can get done with that. I was keeping track of the Enigma Galaxy rotate that we saw, the wide split. The forward duo actually rotated back around the side and re-injected from that south edge. And now Enigma Galaxy sit on the south side of this one. Should potentially have a pretty good position into the circle, but Four Thrives moving in from the east side could make that difficult. This is an interesting rotate coming through from AGAL, right? They are actually going over the north side of the Yaz Lake, followed by Alula, but they're going to have to try and cross the bridge. It looks like that Roshok bridge is going to be available for them, but are they going even further west? Okay, fair enough. If they don't have the scouting information, you might expect that Roshok bridge could be sat underneath.
Yeah, I suppose the paralysis by analysis on that one, overthinking it just in case. We'll see if they take a bit of time for a slightly longer rotate on it. Right now, more of a scouting party mission to read things. Alula going to double back as well towards Yaz as they don't overcommit on the chase. I'm looking at this very slow rotate we've had from GOAT as well. This is more classic GOAT, John. They love just wasting the time, dialing it down. And a potential fight versus Four Thrives is something where Killer Joe loves to stick his face into the mix. But look who gets the first knock. Falak out swinging.
And the flush as well comes on through. Falak on the broadside though, and it's Team Flash to crack him open. And it will go down. Not quite getting the flush, but he's very, very low. Immediately IQ swings on wide. The spray down needs to come through, but the rest of Flash not quite in position. It was a cheeky pick, but I think they're going to be able to get Falak back to his feet. Zeus moves into an off angle though, and that could be the high ground they're looking for with GOAT in the wings. Two, there is danger on every front. Falak will be back though, and he will look to get some healing done. Four Thrives look to maintain position on the east side.
Yeah, I want to see if they can really dig their heels in and hold on to this. Top's attempted to get a large dash on the nade, but not enough distance to hit that one. And on the double back, he's spotted out. Easy connections from Hooksy and Tree. That's going to be him left. Banged out in the field, John, as KRX clean up on that free elim.
No possibility of recovery there. Playing a player down now as well. Two players down now for Flash. KRX looking to hunt down a third as Zeus heads out into the blue with his comrade. On the east side, really getting hounded out of town now. 3 circles in. We're about to see that next stage coming through, and as soon as you start getting knocked in the blue zone, it's not going to work out well for you. This central area, Ulf's compound, super important. With this next circle shift coming on through, if it heads out to the east, okay, it's going to guard a lot of access for the teams on the north, out to that west side as well. But I'm looking at Enigma Galaxy here, and I'm thinking they found themselves in a pretty solid spot, as have Four Thrives. Geek as well, holding down that area, could potentially be on to a winner. But Thundertalk, slap bang in the middle, might just have what they needed, because X-Force Rejects, they're down and out already. We'll see if they can make it happen.
Pot shots being taken towards RRQ as well, with Alula finally making their push down. We had that split from either side of the squads with AGAL. And Alula being thrown into the blender.
RRQ attempting to get the shots on target. Furia third party as Chief starts to strike, and they might be able to clean up onto this as well. Force the issue back onto Alula following the damage they've taken from that investment, John.
Trying to recoup some losses. See if they can consolidate, re-engage a little bit stronger. That north side does need to conclude fast though, because the circle has just started closing. AGAL on the west edge, that slow west side swipe is going to work out well for them in terms of staying alive, but the west insert may be a little bit more tricky. Ooh. On board with Furia as they take a tumble, but it's 1-for-1.
R3B, what can he do here? Closing the gap with the shotty, quick switch to the primary as well. Tracing not quite on point to get the back tag off as Furia do dip out. But you can see the damage is already done. It's only a solo that barely might survive. Survive being the operative term, and not this time. Alula wave bye-bye to Furia as they are down and out.
And they say hello to the top 13 with that as well. The 7 eliminations they found, they are making that break for the survival stages here and now. In match 10, takes until double digits apparently, but an inch is as good as a mile when it comes to qualification. And that's what they're looking for. As far as they can go in this match, they will start to put a buffer between them and the 2 teams beneath them who have already been eliminated from this match, which is brilliant news for them. And they might be chasing down Geeky and potentially RRQ off this match.
Exactly, see how far you can force this one. Do not leave fate in the hands of the other squads that are nearby you, vying for survival within today's games here at PMWC. Give it your absolute all and write history for yourself. We've got the POV of Force right now. There was that 2 split players at the further backside from Foops and Moxie that were watching the rear. They're going to move up onto him safely in the compound. AGAL not too far out either. Been a whole lot quieter from 4-5, sitting pretty for some time. Alula, meanwhile, has been forced to fight. And it seems like, again, they are willing to do so. Brief opportunity to loot. Yasser further back, vehicle taking some shots.
Do need to get that healing done nice and quickly. It's just not going to be quite enough. The play zone takes him down. Some tags coming on through. And he will fall. Unfortunate there to lose one. But yeah, for Alula, this may be as far as they can go. I was hopeful that they could find something maybe against Ulf, pushing in nice and quickly from that north side. But yeah, the doors are starting to close. The windows too, locked and bolted. They're going to have to smash something if they want to break their way through. Falak now in contest again, peeking over the ridgeline as KRX may have their attention diverted down to the south side.
Oh, they're so low, though, from the sustained damage they're taking from outside of the blue and the pot shots, even with R3B getting that tag into the back of KRX. They don't have the gap closed to get in their face and convert from it. It's just one man left, effectively. R3B, try as he might to get anything more here. At least make it a dire game for KRX. That was the closing play.
He does manage to get the knock onto Hoxie and Binny. Hang on a minute. Is he just... He's taken quite a hefty chunk out of the team there. KRX going to have to try and recoup something out of it because they do only have 3 players now playing into the match. The circle's going to push them away from their position. Ulf on the north side is a major roadblock for them as well. This 2-1-1 split that Ulf are holding right now, it feels a little bit greedy, but with Eren on the oversight, they know those knocks have come out to the east side. With Kalsi on that west side, they're trying to guard out Orangutan. I think the Kalsi will be the first to move if it comes to it, but Eren also needs to jet on in. Once they consolidate in their position, they're going to have a pretty good time on the north edge.
KK getting backstabbed as well from Aurora. Good shots there to be able to split the squad into only 2 effective players remaining alive. AGAL hunkered themselves down towards the ditch after taking a few shots on target from Nigma. Ooh, backstab though as Joel gets eyes on Ralph. This could be interesting, John.
You've also got Goat Team out in the southwest of this to potentially play spoilers in Enigma Galaxy if they get too embroiled to the north side. Ralph also does need someone to move out and pick him up. The rest of the team are further out to the northwest, and it might just be too far for them to go. Giving up on their compound, that's a really tricky decision to make, and Aurora and Goat are going to fight for the opportunity to take down the rest of Enigma Galaxy.
The nade protocols have been good so far. Let's see if they can do it again. Aurora lining that one up. Good splash damage into the back. Force fighting from a distance. Moxie so low as Foops gets knocked, and Force living on a prayer there, but the double nade is enough to stop it. Only really Moxie that remains alive, but the nades don't stop, John.
Oh dear, that old Goat. does need to try and stay alive as long as possible, but the bombardment continues, and Aurora stay alive with all 4 of their players. They're going to swing up towards the north side because Reefus is engaged now with Geeke over the top of the ridge. Doc wants to get stuck in too. Maybe a little bit more reticent now, though, as Reefus does have the challenge. Steps forward, Safji wins it, and Doc just wasn't there. The rest of Aurora, they weren't there either, and Reefus will be the price that they pay. But is there an answer? Is there retribution? Zol looks to try and find one, but Geeke managed to get back behind the headland. An aid on in, let's see if it's good. It splits the difference, takes down one more, and Safji now fighting for his life.
Anything but safe in the position he's left in, trying to clamber over the top of the bonnet. Low on health, about a quarter of his HP remaining. Shots on target as well to keep things uncomfortable. No moment of respite. No opportunity to catch your breath. Geeke gone. Silenced on this one from Aurora. But other sharks are in the water, John, and they smell that blood.
Airing out in the open. Not going to matter, though, because they've got backup. Doc takes a tumble. The knock is sent over their way. KRX are trying to scout out. Could maybe be dangerous for Ulf as they don't have their wits about them, but I'm hoping that they do right now. They will try and maintain that control over the northern side. Thundertalk Gaming have just been so quiet over the course of this whole match, Jackie. They've been in this position for a long, long time. They can stay there for a little bit longer, but I imagine you're going to have Aurora and Ulf on your doorstep pretty soon.
And that's not a collective that you want at your front door. It's going to get messy pretty quickly. Top with the eyes locked on as well for the exit side towards Ulf. TTG just trying to keep their tails tucked between their legs, sitting pretty for at least an opportunity that's given to them. KRX that suffered heavy damage from that backstab. Alula making it uncomfortable did result in the downfall of Binny. So only a triple threat left. Vehicles for the rotate, but smoke coming out the bonnet.
Not the best of health, but you'll take it if it's the only thing on offer. KRX in probably the most difficult position here. Depending on their timing, though, because Four Thrives and Ulf are both going to have to move. The question is, where do they target? And if you can find a cheeky little insert into the back of a third-party fight, something like that, KRX might have a better time of it. But it looks like Ulf are much more preoccupied with clearing out that backstop because they haven't taken that move just yet. And KRX might just be walking straight into the fight. They want to try and take it down, Jackie.
They want to get stuck into this one, battling down the ditch, but let's see if they can withstand the blows from Ulf. Scarface lines up one, Kaus buckles to Oxy. There's a reply from Falak as well from range onto QXX, so he's able to steal away some points amongst the interaction between these two squads. Panic stations now for Ulf. They've got to play medic, John, and Four Thrives, their eyes are lighting up.
Four Thrives are already setting out. They are on the hunt. Hazaifa and IQ following this one down to the bitter end, as only remnants of these two teams on the north side will still be in action. And Hazaifa is all too happy to take those points, push OG off the top spot as well, and they are back in first place. On board with them, they got 4 players alive, playing from outside the circle. They'll need to find a route in.
Living the dream right now. Further damage done. Meanwhile, we switch over to the POV of Aurora. Nice nades on target. Satan takes the brunt of the damage. Ulf still attempting to fight versus Four Thrives, but they're silenced as they cut their way through them. Lord battles back on the top, up close. Ralph can't withstand the fight from Joel. Good play with a shotty, and he's got space to be able to calm this one down, John. Tuck into the limited cover. AGAL from the sideline, though.
Oh, getting stuck in. Sure, why not? Aurora down to 1. Just Joel remains. Doc is a goner. There is no way that he's going to get that player back up. Surely not. Has to try and play on this high ground. The zone will keep him in if he moves forwards to some of these trees, but going to stim up first, allow the blue zone to creep in. Doc, yeah, he's not coming back. That's going to be confirmed now. As AGAL will take that point. Coops, the solo for Enigma Galaxy, who ruined the day for Four Thrives last time around. Let's see if he's going to do the same thing here, but they are on opposite sides of the circle. Might be a little bit harder. Hazaifa, though, wants to try and get all over this circle. It's not going to go well, though. They do take a tumble. Falak's down 2.
Yeah, this is looking brutal now. 2 players removed. It's all on IQ. Brains at the operation as he sprints through the smokes, looking to get a lineup onto them. Shotgun special, but not enough to deliver the payload, John. AGAL withstand the fight, shut down Four Thrives, and can they reset from this? No one in immediate vicinity to attack onto them. They might be able to reset cleanly. TTG advancing up onto Joel as well.
I finally found a second elimination. They can leave here. They are the only team with 4 players alive. The pickups coming through on the east side is going to potentially give them a threat here, but this flex out needs to go well. It's only against 1 player, but that 1 player is Zhol. So we'll see if he's got anything left in the tank. They disengage from it. Interesting. Prioritizing staying in the zone, I guess.
Yeah, for TTG as well, right? It feels like you're in such a risky position in terms of the overall standings. You've got to get out there and give us a little bit more of that confidence, but still trying to grind this one out all the way to the bitter end. Keep themselves in the contest of a fair 4-on-4 firefight, I suppose. Thinking about AGAL as more their big competition than risking it versus Zhol.
I mean, that high ground would have been great to try and suppress the rotation from AGAL for them. I feel like there's a lot of merit in trying to keep that hilltop going for you. You're right, it could have been dangerous, but I don't think you're going to win tournaments if you don't like the danger. And that's just not what's happening. AGAL making the cross against the duo from Nick the Galaxy, and that's how you want to hold. A nice little opening spray down, but 2 players unload right next to the compound. A third on the flip side as well. Maple looking to burn Lord out of position. Coops is half HP as well. Immediately catches him on the egress, and now Coops is looking for more, but what has he got left? Because Lord is down, and now Coops is the next to follow.
Really cleanly played there for a Maple. Nice setup with the molly, instant switch to the rifle to hold the angle. Zhol, meanwhile, has been crouching around all the commotion, but he's found Jimmy, dispatches him, and we get into that final 4-on-4 head-to-head. AGAL looking slightly more green around the gills with a single knock onto the roster, leaving them with an effective 3 to fight back versus TTG. Jimmy already got a bit of his power rising off the back of the knock onto Zhol. What more can he do here? Nades chucked out for defensive maneuvers. They're committing to get this res off, and there's no aggression to punish with the advantage.
The nades not quite connecting for Thunder Talk. This is sort of getting a little bit messy, but look at this flex out on the east side, sitting, trying to find an angle, but regroups back in. They're sort of putting themselves on the northwest side of this circle, and not as much pressure as they might need. They do know the full lay of this fight, though. They know where all of these players are for AGAL, so the full information is there. They would hear those vehicles. They would spot the runouts coming through. With Jimmy's angle there on the high ground, they might just be able to do something here. But 5 eliminations for AGAL, 3 eliminations for TTG. These are some fairly quiet games from these 2 potential winning candidates.
Scary as well, man, looking at the setup on the angle. It felt like that was your one opportunity, at least, where you had an advantage in the engagement. Now, as time ticks by, it was a nice setup from XEZ on the top side, just scanning over the periphery of the building. They've got nades to play with as well, so if you crash onto this, TTG are going to have a bumpy ride through, dumping some of the defensive utility out as well. A few Molotovs into the field.
Trying to hold on to a little bit more for later on when you get closer, when you get forced into known nade range. Much more tricky to hit it around the buildings. I mean, when you don't quite know exactly where they are, you can argue that it would be good to put them in now and maybe find an opening knock against AGAL, but they're going to look to try and levy that later on. Liu getting rezzed up there was a massive benefit for them. It means that they have this outpost all the way on an off angle. It's covering off so much ground and limits Thunder Talk's position really heavily. Not following through for that flush may have just been a crucial mistake for Thunder Talk.
On the other side of the coin, it's a play that could pay dividends for AGAL. This is the worrying duo setup as well. Zone crunching in. We'll see if Maple's forced to advance over the hard cover towards the fence just as it stops on the mark. XCZ still looking on the top side for the peek up. Sitting on the door. That's the nades in as well, and you're starting to take damage here. The shoe could be on the other foot, John. It looks very uncomfortable from TTG, and the double nade on target. Flower and Maple blowing away too. Suddenly you were at panic stations.
Down they go with their backs to the wall. What more have they got? It's all up to Xing for Thunder Talk, but he does find an answer for 1. Let's see if he's got any more. A 1 versus 4 would be necessary. He's going to start out well, but it's not going to go his way. Thunder Talk cower on the northwest side. They just are too timorous to take that one down, and instead AGAL take the top spot. 19 points, 9 eliminations. A nice close down for them.
A big result in the final fight, and it felt problematic. TTG paying for placements for so long, hoping that it would pay off, but that one moment, John, where it felt like you had a chance to commit to it, It was the biggest opener they found in the space of that 5-minute final game sequence. Didn't commit to it. Comes back to haunt them.
Absolutely. I mean, not committing to trying taking down Zjol's position out on that west side. I think that they could have done a lot more there to use that high ground. They would have been able to spot the AGAL run up towards the Nigma Galaxy duo. They would have been able to do so much more damage, maybe even flush Liu out, and then flex out towards the east side. They had such a massive opportunity to do that with Sighting moving into that area earlier on. It felt like they kind of threw that one all away, to be honest, Jackie. And when you're at the bottom of the tables, you need to be throwing caution to the winds, not throwing it into the bin.
Yeah, it's brutal, man, because obviously that's the thing, it's everything to gain, nothing to lose in those kind of moments of how close we are towards the end of day two, being down towards the bottom side of the standings. An opportunity present itself, but the indifference there, that paralysis of just overthinking the situation twice towards the mid-game, and then, like you say, with the late game as well. Yeah, it feels like that's kind of the difference maker, man. Hindsight's 2020, John, but in those moments, a new pair of glasses may be needed.
Absolutely, or at least contacts at the very least. Yeah. Because they need to be seeing clearly. Some shifts coming through towards the bottom of the tables as well. Some players, some teams rather, jumping up to try and get into the survival stages. A couple of our teams towards the top as well, making a bid to confirm themselves, to lock down one of those 5 direct Grand Finals qualification spots. So really interesting. Moving out of Erangel now, we're going to be moving over to Miramar. I'm very excited to see what our teams are going to bring to the table on this one. The desert is going to be more rotationally focused. We say that all the time, right? So hopefully the smarter players are going to be able to bring something to bear. Who has got the brains behind the brawn?
Yeah, exactly. You're going to need that large IQ to help you get through these kind of games. These are our replays from the final moments on that one as well. Of course, Thunder Talks, like we said, he had one opportunity on the engagement, though. It was a nice knock from AGAL, and then they just ran through with it, John. The nade opener absolutely crippled them.
我头顶一个和右手一个，可以控，我能过来，不要扫倒，最后一个，我又重新追一个，不用急，他没血，他要失血。
Solid comms, they knew what they'd done already.
我来。
As soon as the comms go silent, you know that they've got it locked down.
Yeah. Seemed happy, seemed confident with how they played it overall. Good shutdown towards the end. I like the position as well, where we had that 2-2 setup. XZZ basically just on the top side, looking over the ledge of the hut. The way you had Liu as well further out, like you mentioned, just giving them so much more map control that really did give them that extra edge.
Yeah, well, that is what you need to try and find. I mean, how many nades were in the pockets, do you reckon? 4 TT, right, when they went down? It felt like they could have used that utility a little bit earlier on. Sure, it's not like the perfect place, but I don't think such a thing really exists when it comes to this. You do just need to be throwing those downrange. There was more that they could have done. It was not to be. And credit to AGAL for being able to leverage that advantage, right? They were able to read into that. They were able to send out, right, and grab their player back up because they felt, oh, yeah, they're not putting pressure on us. Let's just go for it.
I know that's the thing, right? It does kind of feel like we're really egging on this one point, but when you look back at it in hindsight now, that was the pivotal moment of it's the big edge they had. Following everything else that went on from there, John, there was no advantage taken. It was very sort of, cowsome in the setup they went for, hoping that effectively they'd find a pick on contact. It doesn't go that way when you're eating shrapnel. So yeah, the one opener that did give them an edge, not followed through on. That indifference certainly hurting them in these games.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the rotations around that west side as well worked out well for them, right? Because remember, early on, I was talking about AGAL. Oh, they're going all the way out west.
True.
And they were later into the zone. They played a slow game. They played the only team really to go for that sort of thing. And it's obviously worked out well for them in this instance. But I feel like if another team was in Thunder Talk's position, might not have been as easy. But either way, they do manage to make it work. So yeah, very, very smart stuff coming through from AGAL. Looking to try and get one of those spots for themselves as well. I'm loving how close all of this is, Jackie.
I know, it has been exciting, right? Obviously a little bit different to the usual spin of things when we're at such a prestigious event like this with the back-to-back games. The fact we're going into a day two with a risk of not only having teams qualifying through, having that sort of, dream moment, this is great, but the sheer defeat, the sheer panic of sitting there and realising that's it, 2 days of play and it's over, mate. You're thinking about airports, John. You're not thinking about trophies, about the history, about actually giving that solidarity to your organisation with a big result after what's been quite a grind to get here for some of these teams.
I mean, at the end of all of this, right, we do crush the keys, but if you're in this sort of situation, you can't let your mind be crushed already. There is still an opportunity, I think, for any team to make it into at least survival stages, given how we were sat before this. And for the final 2 matches to be so important is pretty important. It is going to be good news. We're going to be jumping down for an interview with Al Ola.
Yes, we do. I've got Quick here from Al Ola Club Esports here for a very quick interview before we go into our final 2 games here on the Qiddiya City Grid. Sandstorm, thank you so much for joining us as well to help translate. Quick, let's talk about what the issues have been so far over the last 2 days, or the points of contention. What's been stopping you guys from gaining momentum over the past few days?
اول شيء شكرا على تواجدك معنا كويك، وحابب اسالك بخصوص الاداء خلال اليوم الثاني. احكي لنا ايش المشاكل اللي عم بتمروا فيها؟ يعني بين انه مو عندكم مثلا اي نقص بالامكانيات او القدره، لكن يعني في عندكم مثلا نقص من ناحيه الفرص انكم تبنوا عزم في المباراه، فايش المشاكل اللي عم بتمروا فيها؟
والله المشاكل يعني ما عندنا مشاكل انه استراتيجيه وجن سكيل، عندنا يعني كل شيء موجود، بس عندنا انه نحتاج ندخل بالجو، وجاي ندخل بالجو، وان شاء الله الجيمين الباقيه انه راح نأدي اداء ونتأهل.
I want to say it's not that we have an issue when it comes to our tactics, our strategies. We just need to get into the flow of things. And with 2 games left, we're hoping to be able to get into it and get it done within the next games.
I mean, speaking of getting into the flow, even that last map on Erangel, you guys appear to have better flow, better pacing. You coming down through the north side of Circle, obviously it pulled away from you guys. You took out Furia, everything seemed to be good. And then the pacing slowed down. What happened?
هلا بخصوص المباراة الماضية كان مبين انه في عندكم يعني بوش قوي من المنطقة الشمالية، قدرتوا تشيلوا فريق فيوريا، كانت سرعتكم كويسة، لكن بعدين بطأتوا وتم اقصائكم بالزون. فايش كانت المشكلة وقتها؟ هل مثلا كانت روتيشن بطيئة، ولا ايش المشكلة اللي مريتوا فيها في الجيم الماضي اللي تم اقصائكم من وراها؟
اخذنا قرار نشيل ار كيو، بعدين دخل علينا تيم فيوريا وقتلناهم، بس اول ما خلص الفايت انه ما عندنا وقت نجمع انفو ندخل على الزون. رحنا يمين شفنا كوتيم ضغط علينا، رحنا بوجهنا لقينا تيم، رحنا يسار تيم لازم علينا، ومتنا من كثر الضغط علينا بالسيارات.
After we were able to make the push and take down Furia, we tried to rotate in multiple different positions, but every direction we took, there was always another squad waiting for us. So yeah, the fighting did benefit us, but it was a little bit late towards the end. So yeah, it became just too difficult for us to actually find a place that was open and wasn't occupied.
Yeah, I mean, going into these final 2 games now, it's kind of crunch time, isn't it? You're in that bubble of potentially going into the bottom 3. You're currently out of it. Are you going to be able to stay out of that bottom 3 spot? And how are you guys feeling? Are you feeling positive for these next 2 games?
هلا بقى عندكم اخر مباراتين، اخر فرصتين عشان تقدروا تتاهلوا وتكونوا موجودين ضمن حاجز التاهل للسرفايفل ستيج. فاحكي لنا على كيف احساس الفريق، كيف شعورهم، وهل جاهزين، وهل عندهم الامكانيه انهم يضلهم متواجدين ومتاهلين للمرحله الجايه من البطوله؟
شعورنا دائما انه نحو الافضل، انه ايجابيه وما عندنا اي سلبيه، انه احنا نقدر راح نتاهل، بس عندنا مشاكل نريد نحلها، وها هي ما يعني متاهلين الثقة موجودة، الحماس موجود، كل شيء موجود.
I want to say as long as we are in the right mentality and we have the right state, we're in the right state of mind, we can accomplish what we want to, and hopefully within these last 2 games, like I said before, we'll get into the flow of it, and we believe that we have the ability to qualify, and we'll prove it in the last 2 games.
I like that, a bit of positivity. Thank you so much, Quick, for joining me in this interview. Sandstorm, you're a legend. Thank you so much. We have another interview here on the Qiddiya City Grid before we throw it over to the studio, so let's go over to that one.
Yes, we do. Thank you very much, Barney. I am with Aaron, one of the superstars, the young superstar from Ulf here, to talk about some of the games that have gone on so far here for them. And my question to you guys is, obviously, it's been a bit of an up and down results so far from you guys. What do you think about the overall games from today as well as your performance?
Bugünkü maçlarda yine iyi performanslarınız da oldu, kötü performanslarınız da oldu. Genel olarak bugünü biraz değerlendirebilir misin?
Bugün çok iyi de oynamadık, çok kötü de oynamadık. Ortalama puan çektik bence. Çok hatamız var. Onlardan ders çıkarıp son 2 maç inşallah iyi puan çekeceğiz.
As you said, we had ups and downs today as well. But we know our mistakes and we hope to learn our lessons from that and finish on the top in those last 2 games.
So let's talk about that then a little bit. Obviously, a lot of top 4s from you guys so far, but no wins, no chicken dinners just yet. But we're used to knowing that Ulf is always a contender for number one and always able to get them chicken dinners on the board. So will there be any adaptations in these next two games, or what are you expecting?
Henüz bir win almadınız ama Ulf'u biliyoruz, her zaman birinci sıraya zorlayan bir takım. Top 4'de de çok oynadınız ama hiçbir win gelmedi. Bu son oyunlarda stratejinizde herhangi bir değişiklik olacak mı?
Yani bir değişikliğimiz olmayacak. Aynı oyunumuza devam edeceğiz. Sadece hatalarımızı telafi etmeye çalışacağız.
We will only keep playing our own game and we will try to learn our lessons from the mistakes that we made.
All right, fair. Thank you very much, Aaron, for joining us here. That is us done for here down on the stage. Time to head back into the games here for more PMWC.
Promise you all some more updates while we've got them, because we swung by the Allianz Vault. We grabbed Trav to give us a little bit of some insight into what's been going on, because you guys are already 3 days into your group stage, so break it all down for us.
Yeah, as you say, we're in day 3 at the moment, which means the brackets have kind of reset, the groups are back to the start, and the players are on the same standing again.
Okay.
But the same can't be said for some of the clubs. Team Falcons coming into day 3 of competition with 3 players left alive. They came in with 4, so lost 1 along the way. But other than that, their biggest competition, you're looking at Twisted Minds.
Sure.
Arslan Ash has pretty much done everything you can in this game. So he's just 1 EWC win away from being the GOAT, and that is just a crazy statement
That's
for him.
huge.
But over, obviously, we see AGL competing across quite a few stages this week. Zubair is one of the favourites to take this competition now. He beat the favourite in his group. So he's kind of taken that pole position at the moment, and I'm really liking AGL to go far here.
That could be massive.
Exactly. And like obviously in the position they're in on the club championship leaderboard as well, a couple of big wins, they'll be leapfrogging above the rest. Vitality, however, haven't had the best couple of weeks, to be honest with you, and they've put all their faith in one player, Jean Ding. So it's a question of whether or not he's going to be able to get it done. He's been looking kind of hit or miss so far, but obviously with it refreshing and being now in the similar standing, he might have a chance.
So this could be really interesting when it comes to our club championship standings. Obviously, like you mentioned, we've got AGAL in 3 out of the 4 stages this week. One of the teams we're paying attention to in PUBG Mobile, you mentioned Vitality. We've got them. We're going to see them tomorrow kind of to kick things off for their group as well. So lots of these clubs could get some massive points this week, kind of shake up the overall leaderboard, because so many clubs are chasing Falcons right now at the tippy top of it. So still lots of action left in store for all of you at home. And of course, when we have some winners, some more points on the board, or some big changes, we'll make sure we're keeping you updated on all of it.
See, I told you Glitter will be able to deliver with the club championship updates. Also, shout out to Trav for letting us know what's going on his stage. But I'm joined by none other